What is going on, guys? SteelTwins back at you live on YouTube for a special edition of SteelTwins Thursday night. We didn't really plan on doing one of these this week because of the holiday season happening. For Christmas Eve will be tomorrow, Friday, and Christmas Day will be Saturday, but we decided, what the heck, why not go live for a Thursday? And today, December 23rd, is actually a very special day when it comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers, because 49 years ago, a play so immaculate took place. One of the greatest plays of all time, and one of the most controversial plays of all time at the same time, too. But it's a play that started a dynasty, that began a reign of terror in the 1970s for the Pittsburgh Steelers, which led to 4 Super Bowls in that decade, and is what led to the culture that is the Steelers today. The Immaculate Reception.
A play that completely changed an organization, man. Shout out to Franco Harris for making the play of a lifetime, the greatest play in NFL history. And the picks you see here are the picks we took when we were in Pittsburgh this past Saturday night. Unfortunately, we saw it at nighttime when the weather was kind of glim, so you don't get the best picture there. I apologize, but that is our first time actually seeing the spot Franco caught that.
And it's crazy that is the exact location where that play took place, where Franco caught the ball out of the air after it was bounced off of Raider safety Jack Tatum. He just caught it out of the air and ran it for a touchdown and gave the Steelers their first playoff victory in history.
In history, and what a way to do it. Shout out to Franco Harris. What is going on, guys? What is going on?
How's everybody doing?
I'm always seeing some happy holidays in the chat, says the Fiend, so I want to give you guys happy holidays.
I don't have, he's drinking cocoa. I don't have cocoa. I got a cold beverage right here, but happy holidays to every single one of you. Hope you guys travel safe, enjoy the family time, enjoy the presents, enjoy the feast. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to every single one of you.
Absolutely. So why not do a stream before the holidays to get out the way for the week? But also because there is a lot we have to talk about, man, especially around the Pittsburgh Steelers, or specifically around the Pittsburgh Steelers, because this is a Steelers channel. Of course, the topics of today will be the Pro Bowl selections for the Steelers / the Snubs, which there are a few I want to note. We will be talking about the inevitable departure of offensive line coach Adrian Klemm, as he will be heading to Oregon next year. They are expected to sign him to be their O-line coach, so Klemm will be out the door after one season. And we're going to talk about, of course, the injury report and the COVID-19 list, as there are more names to be added for the Pittsburgh Steelers specifically. But what's going on in the chat, man? Let's see. We have, Let's Get It says Aiden. Can we pull an upset? Maybe. I don't know. Anything's possible. Any given Sunday, they say.
It depends on if the players, the Chiefs players specifically, if they come out negative, if they play or not. Quite honestly, in my honest opinion, if the top guys, the main players, are out, that gives us the best chance. Because if those guys are in, I don't see any way the Steelers potentially win.
Right.
Unless those guys are out because of COVID.
Right.
But it's a possible upset. Very possible.
It's very possible. Any given Sunday, I truly believe in that statement. Dominic says hi. What's up, Dominic? That boy Devin says, here we go. Troy says, Lamar Pro Bowler with 3 laughing, crying emojis. Yeah, I don't understand that. We all know the Pro Bowl is a popularity contest. I guess.
And every single year, there's always many snubs.
Many snubs, which we'll get into. Mahomes is going to murder this defense. I hope not, but hey, the first time he played us, or the only time he played us thus far in his career, 6 touchdowns at our house.
And it wasn't pretty, but that was at the time when our defense wasn't as good as it is this time around. But the defense is still, very, very suspect at times.
Right. Space Boy says Josh Allen, Mahomes, and Joe Burrow should be the quarterbacks. I would take out Burrow and put in Herbert. I think Herbert, Mahomes, and Allen should have been the quarterbacks.
Yeah, I agree.
Not Lamar, not Ben, not Derek Carr. Josh Allen.
I don't know how Josh Allen didn't make it.
I don't know either.
I guess because Lamar was bringing the Ravens back in comebacks or something like that because they got the better record. Right. I don't know. Lamar, honestly, yeah, he's a great talent, but he should never make the Pro Bowl.
No idea.
Never.
When is The Fiend going to come back to wrestling? I have no idea. I'm anticipating sometime next year. I'm definitely anticipating him going to AEW. Kyle O'Reilly just debuted. We're getting the Undisputed Era all together in
The
AEW.
Undisputed Elite this time around.
Well, yes, that's going to be great. Merry Christmas, twins. Well, Merry Christmas to you too, Aiden.
Merry Christmas.
Corey says, how was your guys' day? Our day was pretty interesting. Was pretty all right. I have been dealing with a back injury all week, which is slowly getting better. So I guess my day has been decent. But I'm feeling better. And
Yeah, my day's been fine, you know. We're doing good. We're doing good.
Hell yeah. It is Christmas Eve, if you want to put it that way.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Philip says, hopefully TJ Watt and enjoy the feast on Mahomes. That'd be great to see, honestly, especially since, I mean, one of their right tackles is already on IR and the other's on the COVID list. So who knows what could go down.
Yeah.
Dan, where did you get that hat? Great question, Nick. I have a great answer for you. Definitely you. Yes,
Great shop.
That's a real store in Pittsburgh. Definitely you. It's a complete sports shop for everything Pittsburgh sports related. And
it's freaking awesome. It's a great store.
It's a great store in Pittsburgh, man, and I cannot wait till they get a website. This is my new favorite Steelers hat.
Badass.
Favorite Christmas movies? Great question, says D Hunt 28.
There's so many, you know.
I gotta go The Grinch with Jim Carrey. I grew up a Grinch guy, and I inherit that a little bit, even though I'm the biggest Christmas fiend you could probably even think of.
He's not kidding.
I love Chevy Chase and Christmas Vacation. Obviously, Elf, The Home Alones.
You gotta go Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way.
That's an underrated movie.
I mean, there's so many we could count.
So many.
So many. Let's see. Do you think Deontay Johnson got robbed of the Pro Bowl? Yes. We'll get into that very shortly. What's up, broskies? Merry Christmas. How would you guys think, or who do you guys think Steelers should select? Kenny Pickett or Sam Howell? Either, to be real with you, but more so Kenny Pickett.
See, I've been thinking a lot about that, and I would not mind quarterback in the first round. But if the Steelers don't address offensive line much in free agency, I would not mind Tyler Lindenbaum as our first-round pick.
Oh, absolutely not.
Especially if the Steelers get some veteran quarterback in free agency, then I think that's nothing but a gap guy. But you got to upgrade that line. That offensive line has got to be one of, if not the biggest priority next offseason.
Right. Cody Johnson says, what do you guys want for Christmas? I want a W on Sunday. That's all I want.
What he said. What he said.
All I want for Christmas
Don't start.
is number 7. That's what the fuck I want. But guess what? I'm not going to get it.
No, we're going to wait a bit. That's going to have to wait, unfortunately.
Just a little bit. Fingers crossed. My day was immaculate, if I say so myself. Very clever, Yaden.
Great response.
The Bengals won't win another game, mark my words. Well, I mean, they got the Ravens this week. They got the Chiefs next week, and they finish off with the Browns. So it's very possible they could lose out.
Shit, I hope so.
Steelers win North 9-7-1. I could see that. It's either going to be the 10-8. Is it 10-8? Yeah, it's 10-8 now. The 10-8 Bengals or the 9-7-1 Steelers. I don't see the Ravens coming back after all the injuries. The Browns, it's possible, but same thing could be said for them.
Yeah.
Corey, I was actually not a fan of Polar Express. I don't know. Something about it just didn't pique my interest.
No, I'm right there with Dan. I could just never get into it. Like, I get the story and everything like that. I just couldn't get into it when I was younger. I still can't.
Yeah. You ever been to an AEW show? Asked Codex. Yes, we actually went to the first ever Dynamite show in D.C.
Great show, great time.
Oh, my God. See.
We'll never forget it.
The first ever Dynamite show. I can't wait to go back to another.
And it's crazy because Sammy Guevara and Cody Rhodes was the first match. Now, Christmas Day for Rampage, they're going to be fighting again for the TNT Championship.
Which I can't wait for that match.
I'm definitely looking forward to that. I hope Cody turns heel because he needs to.
Will the Bengals win a playoff game this year? That'd be very hilarious, seeing how Marvin Lewis couldn't win a playoff game for 15 years. But I don't know. It depends if they even make the playoffs.
I think it depends on who the opponent is as well.
That's true. Vincent says, glad you two got to enjoy a game in person. So are we, man. Our first Steelers game, and it was a day to remember.
Yes, it was. Great time.
Finally, someone who agrees that we need a center. Linderbaum is a generational talent. I'd take him in a heartbeat. Steelers tradition is always to have a great center. Exactly. And we could go down the list.
Literally.
But the green experiment is over. It's over.
Yeah, I
mean, move him back to left guard and put Dotson back at right and take up Linderbaum. You got to build the trenches.
Like, looking back at it, I don't know what the Steelers were thinking about switching a guard to center and replacing your your former All-Pro center that retired. Like, that was not smart at all. Like, they didn't put much thought into it like they should have.
Yeah.
Like, I get you needed a running back because Connor, I think at the time he was still a free agent, but I think he signed with Arizona. I can't remember. But I get you needed a running back. And I love Muth. I really do. Don't get me wrong. Muth's a freaking machine. He's a monster. He helps us get touchdowns. But I don't know. Like, Creed Humphrey was right there.
Creed was there, and that was my guy, man.
But I mean, I can't complain about the Muth pick. I can't.
You can't.
You can't go wrong with either one. But looking back at it, it's like, I don't know, maybe center was the right pick. But Muth is going to be a great tight end for us in the future.
Right. Joey says Merry Christmas, and here we go Steelers. You too, Joey.
Yeah.
I'm more in the old Christmas movies. Yeah, kind of me too. It's just the old school's better. Son of Steel says turn down for Watt on Mahomes. I think we'll see at least a sack and a half from Watt on Sunday.
For sure, for sure.
I was at the August 20th show, AW Return of Punk. God, that had been electric in Chicago. That's a day out. I took off work for that.
Yeah. CM Punk coming back, just hearing that crowd.
We both took off work.
I mean,
for
bro,
that.
like we all knew it was gonna happen, but
you had to watch it.
Still, for it to happen and for us to witness it and hear the crowd, it's like it's one of those moments in pro wrestling history that you can never forget.
Yeah,
at all.
Tom Hanks played pretty much every character in the Polar Express. He probably played the train itself. That don't surprise me. It's Tom Hanks, one of the greatest actors of all time. Have you seen Spider-Man No Way Home? Actually, no, we have not. In fact, I'm going to be real with all you guys. We haven't seen a Spider-Man after the Maguire days.
Not one with Andrew Garfield, not one with Tom Holland.
I didn't see any Spider-Man after the Maguire days. Tobey Maguire's my Spider-Man. So,
but if we're going to want to watch Spider-Man No Way Home,
which I do want to watch,
which is getting great reviews, and people are even saying it's better than Spider-Man 2, which was better than the first Spider-Man, and that's one of the rarities where the sequel is better than the original.
Right.
But we have to catch up on the other Spider-Mans that don't have Maguire in them.
Especially since, spoiler alert, the new Venom has something to do with, obviously, Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man.
Yeah, if anyone hasn't seen the Carnage movie yet.
That was cool. We watched that in Pittsburgh, man.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Watched that with Colt Steele and her sister. That was awesome. I'm surprised Sting is still wrestling in AW. Sting's a beast, bro.
62 years old, he's jumping off the top rope.
He almost killed MJF yesterday, or last night.
He did.
What would you want to, or who would you want to replace Chucks this offseason? Teron Armstead or Trent Brown? Or two of the main tackles I'm looking at.
Yeah, I agree.
Because, I mean, yeah, we could go young and go tackle in the draft, but that's already the problem at the tackle position. You need a veteran aspect on that line. And Turner's not it. You need someone to anchor down one of the quarterback's anchor spots at the tackle position. Interiorly, you're good if you move Dotson back to right, Green to left, and draft Linderbaum. And Linderbaum's going to be there at our pick, no matter.
I feel like he is.
No matter if it's mid 10s, late 10s, early 2000s, or 2020s. I mean,
the only team I can see potentially getting Linderbaum is maybe the Dolphins, because they did waive former Chiefs center Austin Rader. So I can see them wanting to try to get a center, but we all thought they were going to get Najee and they didn't. So maybe Miami, gives us hope again.
I don't know.
Maybe, fingers crossed.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the free agency for sure. Move Green to guard, and I guarantee he plays 10 times better. I agree. It's his natural position. Besides Lamar, what other players you felt like shouldn't have been Pro Bowlers? That's interesting because we're going to get right into it right now. It's a good cutaway, actually.
Yeah, the Pro Bowl.
The Pro Bowl. Now, of course, we're going to go through the entire AFC and maybe even the NFC. Now, I know this is a Steelers channel, and we're going to primarily target the guys that made the Pro Bowl regarding the Steelers, but this is also in relation to what we're going to talk about in terms of snubs. For the Pro Bowl, as you guys probably already know, but we're going to go over it. Quarterbacks, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, and Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson was it was just because of his name. And we all know that the Pro Bowl is a popularity contest, so it's nothing to get too angry or too frustrated about. It's actually silly to do that. But it also goes to show you the constant frustration and the constant lack of, I guess, care in the NFL to even look at other names. They just see popular names like, Pro Bowl, because he's been there how many times?
Yeah, exactly.
It's ridiculous.
Lamar Jackson, honestly, should never have made the Pro Bowl this year. That should have gone to Josh Allen. Josh Allen, if we're going to look at stats, Josh Allen's is freaking better. And his rushing stats is not even that far-fetched from Lamar.
No. Running back, Jonathan Taylor, Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon. No one will argue with any of that. Wide receiver. Now, this is interesting. Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs, and Keenan Allen. For me, all that was expected.
Very expected.
Just based on name.
No surprise.
Just based on name and seeing how Chase is completely broke out already in his rookie year and the Bengals offense. Now, we'll get into the receivers soon. Tight end, Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce. No duh. No duh. Offensive tackle, Rashawn Slater, Orlando Brown, Deion Dawkins. Personally, I don't think Brown should have made it. He's kind of been a little underwhelming for the Chiefs. Who that could have gone to, I can't tell you. But I don't think Brown should have made it. Offensive guard, Quentin Nelson, Joel Bitonio, and Wyatt Teller.
No surprise. No surprise whatsoever.
And for center, Corey Linsley and Ryan Kelly. I personally think Creed Humphrey should have made it.
I mean, I'm not denying Ryan Kelly's talent at center. He's very good. But with what Creed has been able to do and help Patrick Mahomes for a rookie center, I mean, honestly, I think that should have been enough for him to go to the Pro Bowl.
Right.
And Creed Humphrey's a hell of a center.
And fullback Patrick Ricard of the Ravens. Now, defensively, defensive ends, of course, Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, Trey Hendrickson, all deserving. Interior linemen, DeForest Buckner, Chris Jones, and Cameron Hayward. No surprise to anyone there as well.
Nope, not at all.
Outside linebacker, you got the best edge rusher in the NFL. I will continue to say it week by week, year by year until this man retires. TJ Watt, Joey Bosa, and Matt Judon.
No surprise. No surprise.
Inside linebacker, Darius Leonard and Denzel Perryman. Now, I don't know why Perryman made it. I don't know who you could have replaced him with, but I suppose.
I mean, I don't really see Perryman as a great linebacker. I think he's a good linebacker, but not a great one.
Right.
Honestly, I think one of the main reasons, probably the main reason why he made it is because he's a hell of a tackler. He's one of the top leading tacklers in the NFL.
Yes, of course.
But when it comes to coverage skills and even sometimes against the run, he's not really that good.
Now we have corners, J.C. Jackson, Xavier Howard, Denzel Ward, and Kenny Moore. All very young, fresh faces, actually. Which is kind of, it's good to see. It's good to see.
Very good to see.
Free safety. Now there's only one listed here is Kevin Byard. But there's two strong safeties, Derwin James and Tyrann Mathieu. No one will argue who made it, but they will argue why there's only one free safety but two strong safeties.
Yeah, now, that I do not understand, because I could have sworn the previous few years that there was always two free safeties.
Right. Now, obviously, if you were to put an extra free safety in there, you could always argue for a Jesse Bates, a Justin Simmons, or even, of course, a Minkah Fitzpatrick. But I don't know why there's only one free safety to two strong safeties.
But the fact that there's only one free safety, I mean, yeah, it would have been cool if Minkah Fitzpatrick were to made it, and he's had a pretty solid season. He's pretty much having to be the one guy to clean up the defense messes because nobody else on the defense can do their job when it comes to tackling and stopping the run. Minkah had to do that.
Right.
And that in itself, Minkah's a hell of a freaking player. But the lack of splash plays that he hasn't really had compared to his previous two seasons with the Steelers is probably more than likely one of the reasons why he didn't make it over Kevin Byard. But not only that, but Kevin Byard statistically did do better than Minkah Fitzpatrick.
But
he had more pass deflections and interceptions.
But that's not to Minkah's fault.
That is not to Minkah's fault, not at all. Like, if you were to argue Minkah to be a Pro Bowler, I would not disagree with you, but this does not come to a surprise to me whatsoever.
No.
And Byard is deserving.
Very deserving. Long snapper Luke Rhodes. Punter A.J. Cole. Place kicker Justin Tucker. No surprise. Chris Boswell will always get dethroned by Justin Tucker. You just got to live with it.
And it's understandable, too.
Return specialist Devin Duvernay of the Ravens, and Matthew Slater is the special teamer, which comes to no surprise. He's been the special teamer for the AFC for how many years now? He's one of the best in his game there. Although I think Miles Killebrew should have definitely given him a run for his money because Killebrew's been a hell of a signing. He's a special teams ace for sure. He has 2 blocked punts on the year.
He does.
And he's been a very efficient ace in the special teams aspect for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But that's regarding the AFC. So since we're on the topic of snubs, obviously, like we just said, Miles Killebrew, I think he could have definitely been a top option. Chris Boswell, yeah, he's a snub. He'll probably be an alternate for the AFC. If not him, it'll be Butker. But no one's going to outbeat Justin Tucker. You just got to live with it.
Yeah, it's true.
And more importantly, yeah, you could say Minkah Fitzpatrick, but that's from a number aspect. But you could also argue Bates and Simmons.
Yeah, of course.
But most importantly, as you guys see, Cameron Hayward, T.J. Watt are the only Steelers to make the Pro Bowl. No surprise to nobody, but I think someone that was so deserving this year specifically, for many reasons, was wide receiver Deontay Johnson. Why didn't our boy DJ make the Pro Bowl? I don't understand it.
Honestly, I could not tell you.
Because if you look at the NFL receiving stats altogether, he is top 10 in receiving in this offense. In this offense, which is so limited and is so sorry to watch.
Yeah.
But he has 1,000 yards.
The first time he's ever reached 1,000 yards.
Now, he should have had it last year, but due to the drops, he didn't. But he gets it this year, which continues to show his constant growth.
Yeah, only 3 drops this season for Johnson.
Yeah, compared to how many last year?
13.
13. So, Johnson, 86 catches, 1,028 yards, 6 touchdowns. That's a 12 average. Very impressive from a third-year receiver. Now, of course, when you look at the list of receivers, like we said, Hill, Chase, Diggs, Allen. No one's surprised by those names. But I think Johnson could have made it over, I don't know, a Keenan Allen. 92 receptions, 1,007 yards, and 5 touchdowns. So he has more yards under less receptions and an additional touchdown. And they both played the same amount of games.
Yeah, they did. But Johnson is able to do what he can with a aging and very, very
inconsistent
quarterback in Ben Roethlisberger at this current state of his career.
An inconsistent offense altogether. We know the Chargers offense is young. It's high-powering. We expect certain guys to play at a high level. Deontay Johnson, under the circumstances, put up more stats with the same amount of games under certain circumstances. I think that's more impressive.
And with 6 less receptions at that, too. So Johnson most definitely should have been deserving of a Pro Bowl this season. But just like with Minkah Fitzpatrick, this does not come to a surprise to me whatsoever. Honestly, I wasn't really expecting Johnson to make it because of this type of stuff like this when it comes to the NFL and the Pro Bowl. There's going to be a lot of notable snubs, and Johnson is definitely one of them. But like I said, it doesn't come to a surprise to me. Should he have gotten it? Absolutely. You can make many arguments, like we are right now, about Johnson making over Keenan Allen, and I would not disagree with you. But again, I am not surprised.
But no one's going to look at Deontay Johnson and think of him the same way they think of a Stephon Diggs or a Keenan Allen.
Of course not.
To be real with you. And that's the sad part, and that's what gets us frustrated. No one's surprised by the popularity contest, but we're constantly frustrated year by year because they look at higher names rather than guys that have stepped up and are growing, and guys that deserve a nod for the Pro Bowl. Now, the Pro Bowl don't mean shit. I mean, it does in like a Hall of Fame aspect. But
I mean, dude, the Pro Bowl has not mean anything since like the mid-2000s.
Yeah, I mean, the game itself sucks, but it's still a nod for players' recognition. That's what it mostly is the important aspect of it. Johnson was deserving this year.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's lined up as an alternate. I hope he is. If he's not, that's a little more ridiculous. But Johnson, I think, should have made it over some certain guys this year.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
But
without a doubt.
You know what? Hey, the dude's only going to continue to grow.
Yeah, if anything, this is going to give him more motivation to be among the top receivers, if not already in the NFL.
He is the most hardworking wide receiver I've seen since a guy very much like Johnson in terms of ceiling talent.
And work ethic as well.
AB.
Antonio Brown.
Now, no one's going to match AB's stats or work ethic, but Johnson is
It's very close compared to all the other receivers that have come in and tried to reach that. Johnson is very close. And Johnson, man, he's got a high freaking ceiling.
But Johnson
he
himself,
hasn't even hit that ceiling yet.
But-
He's getting close there.
But one thing I noticed about Johnson himself is he's actually quiet. For number one, he's pretty quiet.
That's all I could ask for, honestly. Johnson's a great guy. He's a star in the making, if not already.
And after Minkah, he is the number one priority to resign.
Most definitely.
Shout out to Deontay Johnson. I think he definitely should have made the Pro Bowl this year. That's just me. I'm interested to hear you guys' comments up in the chat. Let's see. See what's going on in the chat. Where we at? Let's see. He's been one of the best wideouts in the draft, Corey. Garrett Wilson? Yeah, Garrett Wilson from Ohio. He's going to be great. Him and Chris Olave. I mean, that's a dirty duo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tiger Raven with a $4.99 super chat says, Merry Christmas, SteelTwins, from a Ravens fan. I like watching your videos. Well, from a Ravens fan, man, that's very much appreciated.
Yes, it is. Merry Christmas to you, too.
Yes, sir. And I can't wait for our matchup come week 18. Would this line be better? Chuck's at left tackle, Kevin Dotson at left guard, JC at center, Dotson at right guard, and Banner at right tackle. I'm talking about this year. Chuck's at left tackle is a disaster, to be real with you. Banner at right tackle, I think that experiment's already done, and they're not going to put him at right tackle. He might as well be a cut next year. JC at center, I mean, are you going to put a second or third stringer at center while the line's already hurt? I mean, I understand, like, it's already late in the year. Like, I guess go for it, but you're still fighting for a playoff spot, so.
Yeah.
We just got to live with it through the rest of the year and hope we get better in the offseason.
For sure.
Congrats to everyone who made it to the Pro Bowl, but honestly, it's tough to watch. It is. I don't watch it anymore.
No.
I used to, but I can't.
It's just not as exciting or as cool as it used to.
Right.
Like, it literally means nothing outside of recognition. That's it.
Y'all are hilarious. So Kevin Green snubbed. BJ Finney snubbed. What's up, SteelTwins? I hope you guys and your family have a wonderful Christmas. Well, Chad, you too, man.
Thank you.
Tucker did set the record for longest field goal in history, even though it should not have counted versus the Lions since time ran out, but no penalty was called. Yeah, exactly. Still, Tucker's the best kicker in the league, regardless.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Automatic, I mean.
DJ should have been a Pro Bowler, no doubt. DJ was robbed. He should have made it over a rookie like Chase. Well, the reason why he didn't is because Chase has more touchdowns, but he has more yards with, like, 20-plus less receptions. So Chase deserved it.
Yeah, and for a rookie, that, had drama coming into the season and drops in preseason, just to come out in the regular season and have stats like this already is quite impressive for a rookie.
Yeah.
Like, I have to admit, like, I feel like Chase is deserving. Keenan Allen, I feel like you can't go wrong with Allen, but, stats don't lie. And Johnson with a depleted and inconsistent offense, I mean, that's more impressive in my eyes.
San Francisco and the Tennessee Titans going head-to-head. Very good 10-10 score, but they're going toe-to-toe. So the Titans did come back.
Yeah, it's no surprise to me.
Ravens beat Bengals. Ravens lose to Rams and then lose to us. Final game of season. Bengals lose to Ravens. Bengals lose to Chiefs and then lose out to Browns. Steelers win division. Very possible. Very, very possible.
You're right, yeah.
But honestly, if you ask me how I think it's going to turn out is I think we're going to lose this week. I think we're going to sweep the Browns, and we have a good chance of sweeping the Ravens. But sweeping them 2 years in a row is an even tougher challenge. For the Bengals specifically, I think they beat the Ravens. I think they sweep them this year. They lose to Kansas City, and they lose to the Browns. And then we might be able to take the division. If we do, win out.
Fingers crossed. Excuse me, fingers crossed. I mean, it's very, very possible. Hopefully it does happen.
Yeah.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Right. Walter Waite says, but he's our next AB. I think I'm going to like DJ more than AB when all's said and done. Yeah, I mean, from a, appreciation aspect, because obviously the whole AB thing, the marriage ended badly. I see DJ, I see DJ more of a Santonio Holmes.
A much better Santonio Holmes at that, too. And it's crazy, Shout out to Daryl Drake. May he rest in peace.
Yes.
This man saw a lot of talent in Deontay Johnson. This guy saw, a high ceiling for this guy, and it's one of the reasons why he's a Pittsburgh Steeler right now.
That's right.
So thank you very much, Daryl Drake.
If Steelers beat Chiefs, which they won't, they'll be the hottest team coming into the following week. That'd be nuts. Banner is SAWFT. Oh, but I will say, congrats to Banner on getting engaged.
Yeah.
This past Sunday. After the win, he got engaged to his now fiance. So
yeah, seriously.
Good for him.
Congrats to Zach Banner.
We need to spend money on a top-tier offensive line coach like we did when Munchak was here. And I'm glad you brought that up, Spaceboy, because that brings us to our next segue.
Adrian Klemm, our current offensive line coach. He will no longer be the Steelers offensive line coach when the season is said and done?
He will not, because, and I'll get the tweet up. I don't know why I didn't get it up earlier. I did have it up actually, but I must have blacked out the tweet from Jerry Dulac as he reported here. I'll try to get it on the screen for you. It says it right there. Jerry Dulac, offensive line coach Adrian Klemm, is leaving the Steelers to take a similar position at the University of Oregon, according to sources. Klemm had a year left on his contract and was not being forced out by the team. He will remain with the Steelers until the season is over.
And you know what? I'm fine with him leaving. I really am.
I think the line needs a whole new, fresh face. Now, I'll give Klemm this. He is still a young coach, and this specifically was his first big gig in the NFL, because prior he's been kind of like a run game coordinator and offensive line coach in college, and that's where he'll resume next year with the Ducks. So this role here with the Steelers was his first big gig as a coach in the NFL. But also he was dealt with a pretty bad hand because the Steelers front office band-aided the entire offensive line this offseason. So I won't put the blame entirely on Klemm. But, you know, some blame does have to go to coaching, because these coaching schemes, these coaching techniques, these blocking assignments have not helped whatsoever.
No. I'm sorry to interrupt you,
Yeah, go
but
ahead.
the offensive line, man, almost every time they go to block, they almost bump into each other.
Oh, my God, it's bad.
Like, against the Titans game, I remember seeing a highlight where the line just completely collapsed. Like, they just stood there looking around like they didn't know what was going on, and Najee got tackled for a loss. It's like, and this has happened for the majority of the season. Excuse me, I don't know why my throat's doing that, but Adrian Klemm, I am fine with him leaving. I mean, shout out to Josh K. He said on Twitter, it's like, what honestly do we expect from the former assistant offensive line coach being promoted after we fired the initial guy, Sean Sarrett?
Yeah, because when Munchak left, we promoted Sean Sarrett, who was the assistant to Munchak. Thus, we hired Klemm to be the assistant to Sarrett, and then Sarrett didn't work out.
So we fired him to promote Adrian Klemm, who's the assistant to Sarrett.
But Klemm learned under Sarrett, and this whole same, it just wasn't going to work.
It just got worse.
It legitimately got worse. Now, the question is, who is going to replace Adrian Klemm? Now, of course, there are two names I'm thinking of that, fingers crossed, are legitimate dreams, are pretty much long shots, which I don't see happening. I really don't, but we can dream. Obviously, one is to bring back Mike Munchak.
Dude, when we look at many of the Steelers' losses the past couple of years, Munchak has to rank among the top.
I mean, this man turned a former, what was he, a wide receiver, tight end at Army, and then he was a defensive end for the Eagles. He turned that man, Alejandro Villanueva, into a Pro Bowl left tackle. And then, of course, he left the Steelers to go to Denver to be closer to family, which I can respect. And he has revitalized that complete Broncos O-line.
I mean, look at Garrett Bowles. The guy was looking like a bust, and then Munchak came along, and then Garrett Bowles, who was declining his fifth-year option, signed a big extension with the Broncos. Now he's one of the top tackles in the league.
And they're just going to get younger.
That's just the power of Mike Munchak.
They got Cushenberry at center. They got Quinn Miners, who could be a center or could be a guard at the next level. I mean, their line is revitalized because of him. And thus, that rushing attack altogether is going to be revitalized because of Munchak.
Yeah, exactly. That's the power of Munchak, and that's what Munchak brought to the Steelers when he was hired as the offensive line coach after his stint with the Titans as a Titans head coach didn't work out.
So I would love for us to get Munchak back, but I know it's not going to happen because he's not going to leave his family. But I just don't see it happening.
Listen, man, a fan can dream. I would love Munchak back.
And I have one more option, and I totally don't see this happening, although if he's offered it, he might take it because he's trying to get back into the NFL. But I don't know if the Steelers are going to open their wallet. Doug Marrone. He is currently the offensive line coach for Alabama. He's been a successful offensive line coach in his coaching resume.
Yeah.
Now, of course, he didn't succeed as a head coach for the Jags, I believe, but as an O-line coach, that's where he prospers. Similar to Munchak.
Very similar to Munchak.
So,
you look at some of Alabama's offensive linemen.
So, I mean, seriously. But if he's offered a deal from the Steelers to get back into the NFL, I'm sure he'll take it. But I don't know if the Steelers are going to do that because they don't open their wallet to outside coaches. In fact, they've done it for how many years, and it hasn't worked, especially at specific coordinator positions, wink, wink,
And it's crazy because I remember when we hired Mike Munchak after he didn't work out as the Titans head coach. And then we even, years before that, we hired Todd Haley after he didn't work out as the Chiefs head coach. And you look at how Todd Haley and Mike Munchak were when with the Steelers offense. My God, dude, it gave the Steelers offense life. One of the best offenses probably in Steelers history.
I was so pleased to grow up watching that offense.
Because we went out of our comfort zone, the Steelers did, and hired guys outside the organization, and look what happened. It benefited the offense. Since then, we have hired guys from within the organization, and now the offense is on life support.
Legitimately. And that's the problem. And the problem is, I think that's going to continue.
Unfortunately so.
Because if we don't get a Mike Munchak or if we don't get a Doug Marrone, which, again, are pipe dreams or long shots, the best option for the Steelers to do is, of course, to promote within. And who would that be? Our assistant offensive line coach. And who is that, you may ask? That is Chris Morgan. Chris Morgan, who actually has 12 years experience as a offensive line coach or as a run game coordinator, as you guys see here. From the Steelers.com, this is their little biography of Chris Morgan. Chris Morgan is in his first year as the team's assistant offensive line coach. He was hired on February 8th, 2021. Morgan, who has coached in 2 Super Bowls, will enter his 13th year as an NFL offensive line coach. He joins the Steelers after a 6-year stint with Atlanta from 2015 to 2020, where he served as the Falcons offensive line coach from 2015 to 2017, and then he became the run game coordinator / offensive line coordinator for 2018, and then back to just primarily the offensive line coach 2019 to 2020. And I can say it kind of worked, but it kind of didn't. Because that offensive line of the Falcons really only had maybe 2 names. One of them being Alex Mack, who actually came from the Browns.
Right. And
the run game, of course, Devonta Freeman in his heyday was pretty solid. Same thing with Tevin Coleman. But you also got to think, and I'm not trying to discredit Morgan, but most of that had to do with Kyle Shanahan at head coach. At offensive coordinator before he left to go head coach for the Niners.
Exactly. With how he schemed up his plays as offensive line coach, offensive coordinator, with how he was as offensive coordinator for the Falcons was freaking fantastic. I mean, it gave Matt Ryan probably his only MVP award. That's how great he was. And in the run game with Devonta Freeman in his prime and Tevin Coleman as a nice rotational backup, I mean, you could not stop that rushing attack at all.
No. Now, when he was the run game coordinator, that was the year that Freeman was out most of the year, and Tevin Coleman had to get the start, and he put up career numbers in relievance of Freeman. So if you want to credit that, for sure.
I mean, Chris Morgan, yes, he does have experience. You know, if you want to have any credibility, if Chris Morgan wants to have any credibility, I mean, there's that.
Also, he was an assistant offensive line coach in Seattle in 2014, for Washington and through 2011 to 2013, and with Oakland 2009 to 2010. So he has a resume of being an offensive line. So that is the positive here, is he has a ton of experience rather than a Sarrett or a Adrian Klemm. So looking at that aspect, that's a positive if we were to hire within, which is probably the most likely route because it's the cheapest route for the Steelers, and that's what they do traditionally.
Yeah.
So compared to previous years, that's the positive, is that Morgan, has a ton of experience in that aspect.
And
what the only issue is, I don't know if he has too much great success. That's the question mark.
That is the question mark.
And he's dealing with a very young offensive line that could get younger.
Very, very young.
If we do draft a Linderbaum.
I mean, I'm not a fan of hiring within. I've been getting sick and tired of it the past couple years. I mean, as of right now, Matt Canada hasn't really been looking too great, although I'll give him another year or two when he has a younger quarterback and a better offensive line. But I wouldn't mind Morgan being promoted, but I do want us to get out of our comfort zone and hire within. That's what I would love us to do. That's what I think we should do, honestly.
So you want to actually go out and sign
Yes,
someone?
that's again, I wouldn't mind Morgan, but how many times have we hired within and it hasn't worked? It would be rinse and repeat. It has been for how many years?
What's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again.
And the Steelers need to stop doing it, honestly. They need to go out their comfort zone, do what they did at the start of last decade, and hire from outside other organizations. Bring those guys in.
That has succeeded.
That has succeeded. That's what they need to do.
So Morgan is the greatest possibility here, and it's not that bad of a solution for the Steelers since Klemm will be going to the Ducks, but it's a lot better if they were to go out their comfort zone.
A lot better. And they have shown interest from other offensive line coaches or other coaches from outside organizations. They just never brought them in.
No.
But this time around, I think they need to. You can keep Morgan as the assistant. That's fine. But you need to go out and find a true and very good offensive line coach because that's what you need.
Agreed.
Because like I said, offensive line has got to be your main priority. You can get whoever in free agency or the draft. That's fine. But you need offensive line.
You need to build the trenches, and this line is god-awful.
Because I've said it so many times, the offensive line is the heart of an offense. That's why our offense succeeded in the mid-2000s.
Well, how do you
or 2010s.
How do you start how do you build a house? What do you start with? The foundation. What's the foundation of an offense? The offensive line.
Got to work on that. You have to. Hopefully the Steelers do. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
But Adrian Klemm leaving, I'm fine with it. So much for the physicality and the aggression that he was going to bring.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Ooh, Jeff Stoner. That's a great name, by the way. Says, how about Alan Faneca? I wouldn't mind bringing him in as a coach.
No, I would not whatsoever.
Because he's one of those guys that embodies the old Steelers mentality, the old Steelers way, the black and gold lifestyle, the Steeler culture that Troy Polamalu was talking about at that Hall of Fame speech in Canton, Ohio.
And if I'm not mistaken, I'm glad you brought this up. If I'm not mistaken, I think when Munchak was the offensive line coach, Faneca sometimes came to training camp to help the offensive line out as well.
I'm not opposed to bringing former players back. Now, I know sometimes that hasn't worked for the Steelers, like a Carnell Lake or a Joey Porter, you could argue, when they were the position coaches for linebacker and corner, respectively, or the secondary coach that Lake was, I believe. So I know they haven't worked out, arguably, but a guy like Faneca, I'd totally bring him in.
I'd definitely give him a shot.
Hell, I always wanted us to bring Hines Ward in as the wide receiver coach. And that's not only because he's my favorite Steeler of all time, but, I mean, he's so successful. And what is he now for the Jets? What is he now for the Jets?
I don't think he's with the Jets anymore.
I thought he was.
No, I think he went to some sort of college. I can't remember.
You might
which
be
one.
right.
I can't remember which one.
Okay, he's the wide receiver coach for the Florida Atlantic House.
Okay.
Excuse me there.
Well, good for Hines Ward then. Good for Hines Ward. But
Man.
Faneca, I would not mind.
Yeah. Let's see. Much love to you guys from the Steelers fan base here in Los Angeles. Have a Merry Steelers Christmas. Well, how do you say your name? Cholo? Trucker? I apologize if I pronounced that incorrectly, but Merry Christmas to you too.
Yeah, Merry Steelers Christmas to you too as well.
All the way from L.A. and Cali, bro. That's awesome. Spaceboy says, thank you, Steeler Jesus. Good riddance, Adrian Klemm. I agree, man. Browns 6 Pro Bowlers. That doesn't surprise me. Their Pro Bowlers are their 2 guards, Bitonio and Wyatt. Of course, Myles Garrett.
Nick
you
Chubb.
got Denzel Ward, Nick Chubb. There's one more. I'm missing someone. Who am I missing? There's one more I'm missing. I forget. But the Browns,
I can't remember.
all that to not make the playoffs.
Still be dead last in the AFC North.
Potentially. We got a cast of college coaches. We do. You're right. You're right. Adrian Klemm's system might work in a college level because he's a college coach. Same thing with Matt Canada. Michael O'Malley said it best. We got a cast of college coaches. And this ain't no college shit.
No, it's not. We need to get some freaking NFL guys in here.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like a college team could probably destroy our offense.
See, Spaceboy said it as well. What about bringing in Doug Marrone as offensive line coach? Perhaps Bill Callahan from Washington football team. That's another good one.
Yeah, that is another good one. Can't
Isn't
forget about
Callahan
him.
with the Browns, though?
Is he?
I thought Callahan was with the Browns. I could be wrong. I could be dead wrong on that, but I thought he was with the Browns. He is with the Browns.
Well, I mean, gee, I mean.
But he used to be with Washington. You're correct. Which obviously he helped groom guys like Trent Williams.
Yeah, he did. I mean, dude, like taking him from the Browns, I would love that.
I
really
would
would.
so love that. You see what he did in that line?
I mean, Jesus Christ.
He
I mean,
took a 5th rounder like Wyatt Teller from the Bills onto the Browns and made him a Pro Bowler.
He did.
One of the best guards in football. Man.
I'll take that. I'd love that.
Chargers game, there was 3 guys blocking 1 guy. Yeah, I do remember that. That was just bad. We all know they'll just promote the next assistant line coach, which obviously is Chris Morgan.
Yeah.
How about the Browns offensive line coach, George Warhop. Who is that? Who's Warhop? That's the offensive line coach for the Jags. Offensive line coach for the Jags. And he has, wow. I mean, he's been the offensive line coach for every team he's been with since 1993.
So you want to talk about a guy with experience? I mean, you can't get any better than this guy right here. Like, holy shit.
But telling by the teams that he has coached, I mean, decent success. Decent success. He helped groom Joe Thomas. I'd say that. Because he was the Browns O-line coach from 09 to 13.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Wow. I knew this was going to pop up. How about Lev Bell signing with the Bucks? I mean,
whatever. I like Ben. Whatever.
Whatever for him. I mean, him and AB are back together. I am so internally crying.
It's whatever, you know. Because of Fournette being out.
And those fucking bastards will win the Super Bowl with Tom Brady.
I mean, Le'Veon Bell, he took the Shady McCoy route.
Yeah, he did.
I highly doubt he plays, if I'm being real with you.
He'll play.
Barely.
You seen those running backs?
Barely.
You seen those running backs?
Oh, they'll be fine.
They cannot catch out the backfield.
It's Tom Brady.
And what does he do? Dump offs.
And he'll give it to Gronk. He'll give it to AB.
Well, of course he will.
Jalen Darden will break out. You got Scotty Miller back.
Yeah, you're right. But he likes to dump it off at times. And they don't have no dump off running back. They have Gio Bernard, but that's it.
Oh, there you go. Boom.
They need Bell. He's also good in pass protection.
I highly doubt he plays, if I'm going to be real.
We'll see. We'll see. We shall see, man. We shall see. Dupree is having a big game, apparently, according to Joe. What are his stats tonight? Good for Dupree. I noticed him. He has a sack in this game. Good for him.
Yeah, since he's come back, literally.
See, man, it's that ACL injury that, kind of affected him early, and now here he is popping up late in the season, similar to Bush.
Yeah, 2 straight games. 2 sacks.
Good for him, man. Pablo says, what's up, SteelTwins? Have a safe Christmas. Let's go Steeler Nation. Ride to die. That's right, Pablo.
Yes, sir.
Ward and Tomlin don't like one another. Why doesn't that surprise me? Who is the Colts offensive line coach? That's who we need. That's a good question. I'll search that up. Colts O-line coach. Obviously, we know that O-line is it's just Chris
Strausser.
Chris Strausser.
That's his name.
How long has he been the coach?
Well, let's take a look.
33 years of experience. Holy shit. He's entering his third year as the O-line coach.
He has 32 years of coaching experience, including 28 years at the college level.
Wow. Very impressive. Very impressive.
I mean, you look at the Colts offensive line, like, geez.
I don't know how we're going to pry that away, but I say we just open our wallet. Thanks to y'all is the reason I'm glad to be a Steelers fan. Real shit. Well, Stone and Confused, great name. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
So happy for James Conner, a Pro Bowler. I am very happy for Conner. I do miss Conner a lot. I don't regret the Najee pick. I know Conner, he was unreliable in terms of health. But that's not entirely his fault. He was used the wrong way from the Steelers. You don't use James Conner as a bell cow.
No, you don't. He is not capable of that.
And that is one of the Steelers' problems in the rushing game, is they just run their running backs till the wheels fall off.
And I still remember Tomlin saying, he wanted to keep Conner, but obviously he signed with Arizona on a cheap deal, and now Conner's a Pro Bowler. But with how Conner's being used in Arizona, he won't even be used like that at all in Pittsburgh. I know that for a fact, and that's the sad part.
That is the sad part, but I'm so happy for James Conner. He deserves it.
Of course.
He deserves the world.
Congratulations to James Conner.
Steeler Nation 412 says, can't take the Pro Bowl seriously, but I think they really put Allen in because he has more receptions. But it's whatever. Johnson's still starting to make it. Yeah, he has more receptions, but he has less yards. And they played the same games.
Yeah.
Nothing against Allen.
Yeah, Allen's great.
Allen is phenomenal. One of the best route runners in football. But Johnson, man, come on. Steelers will promote from within their O-line, coach, and D coordinator. Butler should be axed. The standards are standard and things of that nature, says Ben V. You're right. I don't know who the next defensive coordinator is going to be if Butler goes. Or should I say when Butler goes.
I would probably assume
it's either going to be our D-line coach.
That's what I was going to say, Carl Dunbar.
Or it's going to be our outside linebacker coach, Jerry Orlovsky.
More likely, I think it would be Orlovsky. Honestly, because I know that's how Dick LeBeau was promoted to defensive coordinator because he was our linebackers coach before he got promoted, and now it happened with Gabe Butler. So I could see it happening to Orlovsky. Except freaking LeBeau turned out great. His defense was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, it was. Before it got
until
exposed.
it got stale.
Signed Ramon Foster as O-line coach. He'd rather go to the Titans, man. He's secretly a Titans fan because he's from Tennessee. That's where he went to college. Bell and AB about to win a Super Bowl together. Yeah, with Tom Brady. God, that just burns a hole in my heart. It really does. It really does. Steelers beat Chiefs 27-26, hoping that is the score. I hope that's the score, too. I hope you're dead. I hope you're completely right.
Yeah.
I still have a Bell and Brown jersey. I don't wear them, but I don't know what to do with them. What would you guys do? Well, my Bell jersey got stolen, or not purposely stolen, but it was stolen by some guys that were working on our roof. But my Brown jersey, I had 2 Brown jerseys, and I sold them both on eBay for $20. I was mad, bro. I was salty as shit. I didn't want them in my closet.
I didn't have a Bell jersey. I didn't have a Brown jersey, but I would probably donate it or sold it away.
The only thing I have of Le'Veon Bell that's remaining is a signed Bell jersey in the back of my closet.
The very back, yeah.
Which I don't know why I still have it. I don't know. Maybe I'll cherish it. Maybe I'll give it away. I don't know. I have no idea. If Hill and Kelsey play and we win, would you guys think this team could make a little run? I mean, depending on...
A little run? I mean...
If that's the case, I mean, it's kind of hard to say no, is it?
Yeah.
Because if the defense plays, and if Hill and Kelsey play and the defense picks it the fuck up, I mean, absolutely. I have no faith in the offense, but the defense, man.
But I also look at it in a way like, will the team be consistent?
Yeah, that's true.
You know, you gotta look at it that way as well.
But I've also said I've accepted what this team is, and thus, if they just win by getting by, then fuck it.
Literally.
Fuck it. There's no point in me arguing or complaining that this team has to get better because it's so late in the season. You know that's not going to happen. You're speaking to a brick wall.
Exactly. So
it's
just take the win and just hope for the best because that's what the Steelers are doing.
It's just fuck it, you know? Banner should have made it. Banner rules. Banner,
maybe his charisma is worth a Pro Bowl, but not his place. I mean, the guy's getting paid.
No, he shouldn't. No, you're right. He's actually right. James is right. Banner should have made it so, one, he could be listed as eligible, finally, but also so that he can be part of the kneel-down group. Just saying. You ever seen his kneel-down blocks?
Yes, of course I do. Of course I do.
It's Ain't Too Cool says, thoughts on the Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley fight. I didn't watch it. We were in Pittsburgh that night, so I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. I think Jake Paul won it. I don't really care.
I don't care either. Jake Paul's a wannabe boxer. He fights dudes that are just trying to pick up a paycheck.
And now Le'Veon Bell was looking to fight him until he signed with the Buccaneers.
I will gladly. Bitch, you know what? I'm going to say it right here, right now. If Le'Veon Bell and Jake Paul fight, I am watching that wearing my Bell signed jersey. I'm dead ass.
I'll take a picture and post it on Twitter.
I'm dead ass. I'll take the picture myself. And I don't take pictures of myself.
He doesn't.
I hate pictures. But I'll gladly do that. Who likes Jake Paul? Like, literally.
Him and Logan. Like, they're so fucking annoying.
Now he's being an arrogant, spoiled boxer thinking he's all this shit because he's 5-0 versus former basketball players. I mean, really? And wannabe boxers? Bro, get in that fucking ring with Tyson. Guaranteed.
Oh, Tyson ain't gonna fight.
Kidding me?
He's not gonna go easy. Tyson, for his age, oh my god.
Have you seen him in this last fight? Tyson can still go. Put him in there with Mayweather. I know Mayweather's all about the money too, but he's
dude, like their match with fucking his match with Logan.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
So it's like I don't even want to see that one.
No, you're right. That was garbage. That was so garbage.
Like, some of these boxing matches, man, like, they're nothing but money grabs nowadays. It's fucking sad.
Put them in there with Fury, bro. Put them in there with Fury. Holy shit.
Yeah, you don't fuck with Tyson Fury, like, Jesus Christ.
The Gypsy King? God damn it. See? VR Hicks just said it as well. Fight Tyson Fury. He'd be dead in 5 seconds.
Oh, dude, he wouldn't last a minute in that ring.
I mean, he beat Wilder twice in a row. He should have beat him 3 times in a row, but, I mean, come on. Goddamn. Let's see. I got Rams winning the NFC. They about to get Cam Akers back. They are. That's a hell of an addition this late. Because they don't really have much of a ground game, and Akers is a hell of a back.
I wouldn't say that they don't have much of a ground game because they can utilize guys like Henderson and even Sonny Michel at times.
Sure, but they're not on the caliber of Akers.
No, definitely not. Getting Cam Akers like this quick, 5 months after tearing his Achilles, is crazy. That goes to show how tough and how quick Cam Akers can heal.
Yeah, because, I mean, Akers, he was one of my favorite backs in last year's class, which was stacked. Swift, Taylor, J.K. Dobbins. Of course, Akers, I mean...
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
God almighty, that was a dirty class. That is a dirty fucking class.
Yeah, that's not fair at all. Could have went one with those, but we decided to go Chase, which ain't a terrible pick, but Chase hasn't really done anything this year, but I'm fine with Najee.
Yeah, of course. You don't get... Yeah, exactly. You don't get fresh, new ideas always promoting from within. Exactly. You're just repeating the same process.
Like you're trying to be band-aiding the situation. That's okay, it'll work. Going out there and do it, champ.
Show 'em what you got, kid.
It's like, Jesus Christ, man. Like stop it. Try something new.
Yeah. Jesse says, I'd be intrigued if we beat the Chiefs, then make the playoffs because we would have beaten most of the top AFC teams aside from the Bengals. You're right, because we beat the Bills, beat the Chiefs. Now, we didn't beat the Chargers, and we didn't beat the Raiders. I mean, the Raiders are probably not going to make the playoffs, but still. That is very true.
Yeah.
We do have that win over them, so that could put us at a higher seeding.
You're right.
However, even if we do make the playoffs, I still see us going one and done.
Unfortunately.
I just got a ball signed by the entire 2021 Steelers roster as of May 7th. Imagine if this team won Super Bowl. That'd be historic. That's still pretty cool, though. I mean, you got TJ's autograph on there. Ben's autograph on there.
Like, seriously, like, Najee and, like, wow.
Our 2005 run was a lot ugly wins, but we won Super Bowl, so we just got to show some heart and gut things out. Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of people comparing the 2005 team to this team, but there's one big flaw is that they do not withstand the Steeler culture that those guys did.
No, they don't.
I mean, you could just watch that one DVD of all the 6 Super Bowls and that 2005 year, Super Bowl 40. Just watch the interviews from LeBeau and Carr and Porter specifically and Ward and the bus.
Yeah, like they cared so much, considering where they were before they went on the undefeated streak onto the Super Bowl win. They cared so much about getting better. They cared so much about winning. They cared so much about getting the job done.
I mean, just hearing what they say and the way they say it, you could tell that there was something in that locker room.
Oh yeah, for
that
sure.
This team doesn't hold right now, and that's unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
Bell and Paul in a ring, what the fuck has become of boxing? Money, 2 phonies. Yeah, boxing is a joke now. It's all a money grab.
Yeah, it's so sad.
It really is.
Like, boxing is not must-see anymore.
Like, that's why I couldn't really get into it growing up. It's just, it wasn't my thing, and now seeing what boxing has become, it's dirty.
Very.
I don't even watch it regularly. I just watch the big fights. Like, I watched the McGregor-Floyd boxing match. I watched the new Tyson fight. I watched of course, unfortunately, I watched Mayweather and Paul, but, I mean, I had nothing else better to do on a Saturday night. Plus, it was a free stream. I don't pay for that shit.
No. Why would anybody? I mean, you don't know how long these things are going to last.
It's all illegal streams, man. So even if I'm wasting my time,
honestly, can you imagine paying like $60 or whatever just to see a guy get knocked out in 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Like, wow, I waited all night for that. Like,
what if Jake Paul?
That's what streams are for.
What if Jake Paul gets in a WWE ring? It wouldn't surprise me. His brother Logan already got stunned by Kevin Owens at WrestleMania.
Which, by the way, that was great. I enjoyed that. Thank you, KO.
Put them in with Matt from Wii Sports. Facts. Oh my God, that was a shit though. Jake Paul is willing to give Masvidal, $5 million to fight him. I mean, I'd see that too. I'd see that too. Because I know he won't fuck around.
No.
Let's see. George Lloyd would be champ. I don't see one done in playoffs because of who we might play. Also, if we win the North, we get home game. You're right. Who would that be against?
Yeah, I think it really depends on who we face. But even then, you know, it might still be a struggle.
Right. Even though it might be a home game, we got a home game last year and see what happened.
Yeah, unfortunately.
James, you're right. Najee does deserve better. Really does.
Yeah, God bless that individual.
Tomlin walks out of his office, walks down the hall, and promotes the first person he sees. That dude in office. Yeah, exactly. Steelers and no Steelers. This year's playoffs should be really fun. Every game should come down to the wire. You're right. It's all a new generation outside of one obvious guy, but it's gonna be fun to watch. I can't wait for the playoffs, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
They are not near as good as the 2005 team. Joey Porter was the heart of that team. He really was. God, Porter was. I need myself a Porter jersey. I was very mad yesterday when I found out Deontay Johnson did not make the Pro Bowl. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Again, it came to no surprise to me. It's something I expected, but it's still bullshit.
He might make it as an alternate, but it shouldn't even come down to that.
No, but, I mean, you can't go wrong with Hayward and Tua. Two of the guys that are most definitely deserving of the Pro Bowl nod.
Most definitely. No sport is like what it used to be. You're right, James. You're dead on that. If Ben hadn't made that tackle, Jerome Bettis would have been known as the guy that fumbled at the goal line and cost the Steelers season. You're right. That would have been his last ever carry. That would have been a way to end it. Thank God for Ben making that tackle. That would have been something.
No, not just Ben making the tackle, the Colts kicker missing it.
Oh, yeah, Vanderchoke? Yeah.
Perfect all year, and then he goes wide freaking right.
Honestly, we win the last 3 games. We probably win the North and have 3 seed. You're right. I just don't see us winning out. We might win out after this game, but 3 seed, hey, anything's possible. We still have a chance at the number 1 seed, believe it or not.
Technically, yeah, you're right.
Mathematically, we do. I know it's not going to happen.
But, dude, that's a lot of wishful thinking.
A lot. Titans-Niners tied with 1:20 left in the game. You want to turn that on? You have the remote?
I don't have the remote. I might have to get it. I'll be right back.
Because I'm interested in seeing how this finishes. Greg Lloyd would be champ, number 95. Yeah, Greg Lloyd was great. Very underrated linebacker.
Oh, most definitely.
I was not hired for my disposition.
Please tell me it's muted. It's muted. What was that? Brandon Ayuk.
Brandon Ayuk, touchdown.
Caught the ball and kicked it. It is tied.
It is tied. Titans had the ball. Literally a minute to go. 2nd and 5. They have all 3 timeouts.
Let's see what Tannehill is made of.
Oh, boy. I'm calling it right now. Pick 6.
That was actually the second touchdown that the Niners scored after the initial touchdown by Jeff Wilson in the opening drive.
I am calling a pick 6. Why are they running it?
I don't know about that one.
Are they in field goal range? Looks like they're in field goal range. They might be, yeah, okay, they might be in field goal range. Should we just turn the TV on so we want to know?
Well, it looks right now, yeah. I mean, it's 3rd down. 3rd and 4.
It looks like we would play the Colts first round. That's not bad. That's not good considering our run defense, but Colts pass game is awful. Now, resume-wise, we own the Colts. They haven't beat us since 2009, but we're also facing the best running back in the league, so it's a hand-in-hand.
Oh, Jesus, Lord.
So if that would come down, yeah, we would face the Colts first round.
Yeah.
And I don't like the chances.
Not against Jonathan Taylor. Holy
Hell no.
Oh, my God.
I got signed off. Much love to all my Steeler Nation. I have a great Christmas. Go Steelers. Well, Trucker Man, appreciate you for tuning in, and you, sir, also have a great Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
If everyone forgets that game saved by Ben. I mean, if it wasn't for that, yeah, the season's over. But I left my ass off if we got the number 1 seed. We'd be the worst number 1 seed ever. You're not wrong.
No.
You're not wrong. Holy shit.
No, my God. Like, wow.
Ike Taylor, Swaggin, said he predicted a win out. I don't know if that means anything, but it happened. Swaggin's always, he's biased. Let's be real. And I love Swaggin for it. Does Titans losing help or hurt Steelers? Because if they lose, it adds more teams to the wild card madness. That's a good question. I wouldn't know. Now, we beat the Titans, obviously, last week.
Yeah,
So we have that win over them. So even if they win, we still have that win over them. But if they were to lose, obviously, that still helps us.
Yeah, I would assume it helps us. But I think right now they're setting up for a field goal.
But also, it depends if the Colts come back in the division and take the division. Otherwise, the Titans would have to make it as a wild card team.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if the Titans win this game and keep winning, they would clinch the division. Thus, the Colts would be the wild card. Otherwise, it could be a vice versa deal.
Right. Very true.
And they're going to send out their kicker, Randy Bullock, Steelers legend.
Yeah, it's true. I actually forgot about that.
He was a Pittsburgh Steeler for one game.
I forgot all about that. He got the game ball.
44-yard attempt to win the game, 4 Tennessee. At home, kick is up. It's good. Oh, boy. Wow.
He just got that in there.
Oh, man, 4 seconds left. Son of a bitch. I'll be damned.
I mean, Niners, there's no way.
What a comeback. They were down 10-0 when we turned the game off.
And I had San Fran winning this game.
Me too.
Nice job.
Me too. Shout out to Still Maiden. We are in his NFL polls on Facebook, and I currently have a three-game win advantage. And now, whoever is below me, if they predicted the Titans, guess what? Now they're going to climb so much closer to me. Thus, I could choke.
I can't remember.
I could choke a playoff spot.
I can't remember where I am. I'm have to go and look at it. But I mean, thanks, San Fran. Like, really?
Oh, that's going to piss off Colts fans. That is going to piss them off. Damn.
So we can beat the Titans, but the Niners can't. I mean, we're not a good team, but I feel like the Niners are a bit better than us.
Titans Chiefs did play in postseason the year Mahomes won his first Super Bowl. That's right, they did. I want to see Edge AJ Styles 2022. That'll happen. That'll be a match that I actually wouldn't mind watching.
No, that's definitely a dream match for sure. For sure.
Let's see. Ryan Clark is so bipolar. I mean, I don't listen to him much, but obviously he got out when he made that statement about the Steelers culture. He wasn't wrong either.
No, he wasn't wrong about that, but I get what you mean. You know, he does go, excuse me, he does go back and forth on his wording every now and then. Mr.
Whisper with a $2 super chat says, if not Steelers, who wins the division? The Bengals.
As of now, I can see, because I had the Ravens, but with the injuries that they're sustaining, and I don't know if Lamar's going to be back for this game against the Bengals, I have to agree with Dan, the Bengals.
Okay, first of all, they're just going to do some Jimmy shit.
Oh, it's not going to work. Just throw it back.
Wait a minute.
That was stupid.
You dropped it.
The guy oh, jeez. You're trying too hard.
Kittle.
No,
this is fun.
There's no way
Kittle, wait a minute.
No, stop. Okay. Yeah, like,
what the hell? No one's. Oh God, it's over.
Stop it!
It's over. It's over.
Blow the. Yeah, it's done. All right. Well, Titans won 20-17. Congratulations! Thanks a lot, San Fran. You ruined my freaking week already.
That is Thursday Night Football. Why?
I don't know.
Either way, we're gonna have a wild card team to fight against. Personally, I'd rather be the Titans than the Colts because at least we have that win over them.
Yeah, it's true.
So yeah, I guess you are, man. I guess you're right. Fuck San Fran. Imagine if Randy Bullock misses. Well, he didn't, man. Steelers legend Josh Scobie. Don't remind me, Jesse. Don't remind me. Live in Arizona, and my dad and grandfather are Steelers fans, so when I was old enough to know stuff about football, I went for both teams. The Cardinals are my second team. I'm very glad they are winning. Well, good for the Cardinals, man. That'd be one weird Super Bowl. Jeff Reed was great.
Jeff Reed? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Matthew Wright. I remember him. Steelers legend himself. There's a few kickers we had to bring in because Boz was hurt, and they did really well. Who's your top dark horses to win the bowl in each conference? For me, it's the Colts and the Cowboys, if you can call them a dark horse, or the Niners. I agree, the Colts for the AFC. Although you could argue
Would you consider the Patriots a dark horse?
No.
Really?
Not under Belichick.
I mean, yeah, you're right. You're right.
I think I would say the Colts are a dark horse. Yeah, I agree. Colts are the dark horse. As for the NFC, that's a little harder.
I feel like for the Titans, I'm going to make an argument for the Titans. If Derrick Henry comes back in time for the playoffs, then that would definitely give them a big help, a big benefit there.
Yeah.
And their defense, I think right now, statistically, they're top 10. So their defense has been helping out a bit. Their defense has been stepping up. Their guys have been stepping up. So I would probably consider Tennessee if and when Derrick Henry comes back.
Right.
But for the NFC, I mean, you could say the Cowboys. You could say... I don't know.
I don't know if this is a dark horse just because of who they have on their team. I'm going to go the Packers just because, the whole NFC Championship thing, and they haven't won NFC Championships in how long, they've been to them how many times and all this stuff.
Yeah, two times in a row, and they failed.
But I think the Packers could seriously try it this year.
Potentially, yeah.
Let's see where we at. Legend when Tomlin let him kick from more than 42. Yeah, seriously. God almighty. I think that was a problem with him in camp, is he couldn't do that.
Probably.
I think we are just going to have another Bucs-Chiefs Super Bowl. That would be torturous. That would be so bad. I wouldn't be surprised if we get Bucs and Pats.
Oh, jeez.
Pats are definitely a dark horse. They have a rookie quarterback. Not many of those go to the big game. Belichick did nothing last year with the Pats. This year makes them dark horse. I guess you could say that. That's an argument. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
They do have a rookie quarterback, a young team, a revitalized team. Yeah, you could be right. I just say that because Belichick's still a winning head coach. You can't doubt the guy.
No, you can't whatsoever.
But you are very, very right in that argument. Steelers legend Martavis Bryant. I missed that guy. But he's a dumbass.
Man, if he just stayed off the weed, man.
Stay off the weed.
It's crazy because while I was working today, I was just thinking of the wide receiver position for some reason. Sometimes at work I just think of random stuff just to pass the time and everything. And I was just thinking of former wide receivers we had, and Martavis Bryant came up. I'm just like, man, like that freaking guy of that stature, 6'4", like a little over 210, I think. Great speed, great hands, so freaking tight. I think he had 8 receiving touchdowns his rookie season, and he missed half of it.
He missed half of it. His first catch was a touchdown versus the Texans on Monday night. I remember that specifically.
And he's such a freaking idiot. I hope Brian's doing good.
It hurts, man.
I hope right now Brian's doing good.
You know what's even crazier? Clemson at one point had Martavis Bryant, DeAndre Hopkins, and Sammy Watkins at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. I love a Packers-Chiefs Super Bowl. Yeah, me too. That'd be very nice. Very refreshing.
And the actual State Farm Bowl, too.
Oh, God.
The one that people were making memes about last year, but it didn't happen because the Packers couldn't get it done.
Bowl.
I want that Super Bowl. Honestly, I would love that Super Bowl. I think it'd be a very electric Super Bowl.
Mr. Whisper asks, would you rank the quarterbacks in the North considering they all had flaws this year? Okay.
Quarterbacks in the North?
I can tell you this right now. Baker is last.
Baker's last. 1, I would probably say Joe Burrow.
I'd still say Burrow.
2, I would probably... If I'm going to be real... I don't care, Ben.
I'm
going Ben number 2.
You can't call Lamar a quarterback if he's not consistent.
Have you seen his stats?
Yeah.
It's like, 14 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. I think it's him or some other quarterback. I can't remember.
So, Burrow, Ben, Lamar, Jackson. Oh, yeah. Burrow, Ben, Lamar, Baker.
Yeah. That's where we rank them.
With all the new and exciting teams, it would suck if we got Super Bowl with the old heads, Chiefs, Pats, Packers, Bucks. It would suck, but they're also the winningest teams because, they're just geniuses.
Yeah.
Sometimes the old school is just better. I'd puke if we got Bucks and Pats. I don't even know how anyone could watch that. That's just I mean, come on. Who wants to watch that?
Oh, the story. I don't care about this story. Like, come on. Like, we don't need to see that.
Right. Why the hell would anyone want Klemm? Adrian Klemm? I don't know. Because his scheme might work at the college level. All I know is I'm not drafting no Oregon Ducks offensive lineman for the next 5 years.
No.
Martavis Bryant had Randy Moss potential, no joke, if he got his head on straight. He really did. He was dirty.
Yeah.
He had everything. He could work on end arounds. He had yak ability. He was a deep threat. He had hands, speed, size. He could block. Bro.
Yak ability, man.
That's what I said.
Especially, no, that's what I mean. Like, the yak ability, like, was freaking, like, in that Cardinals game, when Landry Jones stepped in because Mike Vick sucked and got hurt.
Yeah.
Like, if it wasn't for his yak yardage ability, I mean, we would not have won that game.
Nope. Eli Rogers. I miss Eli Rogers.
Yeah, Eli Rogers, you know, he wasn't exactly the best, but he was a handy target.
Where will the Browns be during the Super Bowl? At home with Baker Mayfield. Yeah, at First Energy Stadium. With another stupid-ass commercial that he shouldn't be a part of.
Maybe get some cheesecake while he's at
Behind
it.
the Cheesecake Factory. After watching Huntley play so well, does that hurt Lamar's reception with everyone? I don't know. I mean, can you say that after one game from Huntley?
I think you could probably make that argument if he were to start again against the Bengals, have another good performance.
Yeah.
Like, if I feel like for a backup who was undrafted and was initially cut by the Ravens, but then signed back to the practice squad only to be promoted and will battle for the number 2 job and win it, and for him to be this consistent, have 2 good back-to-back performances, I mean, I think that would speak volumes about Tyler Huntley.
You're right. You're right. If Ben and Burrow end up with the same amount of wins, then Ben is best quarterback in North. I can't argue with that. Can't really argue with that. If Bucks and Pats are the Super Bowl, the NFL has some Vince McMahon scripting going on. They really do. You could make that argument.
Yeah, because it's such good shit.
Dree Archer? Yeah, what a bum. We drafted that man in the 3rd round to be a return specialist after drafting Bell the year prior in the 2nd round. When we already signed LeGarrette Blount to be the backup. What the fuck?
What was that speed?
What speed? The speed he tripped on?
Oh, my God, dude. You want to talk? Jesus Christ.
It's like watching the Flash trip on himself.
Fast guy, but he just...
Like, bro, just
like, why?
Just stay
Why?
up. Just stay up. Just stay
like, dude, I highly doubt he was going to be taken any earlier.
Like, he is the real embodiment of the horror movie stereotype bitches be tripping. And what the fuck you tripping on?
He cursed 13.
He did.
He cursed number 13.
Because that went to Jacoby Jones because Archer sucked so much, and even Jacoby Jones couldn't be a return.
He muffed almost every time, and I think he did on purpose.
Of course he did. I love Martavis Bryant in my 2018 Raiders. Well, Cuban Raider, I appreciate the 3rd rounder. Now, I know that only went to Mason Rudolph, but I mean, fuck it. That's a name I haven't heard in a minute. DeMarcus Ayers from Houston. I thought he had great slot potential.
And then, where did he go? The XFL, right?
Yep.
I would assume he's going to go back there.
I know
if they open back up.
I know because the year after his rookie year, he didn't make the initial cut for the 53. So we asked him if he wanted to go to the practice squad. He said no and signed with the Patriots. The next thing I know, he's in the preseason for the Bears, and the next thing I know, he's with the XFL.
Right.
I believed in Ayers, man. I liked him. Remember the Broncos playoff game when Bryant went off when AB was out? Yeah. Yeah. Ben had Sammy Coates, Martavis Bryant, and Marcus Sweeten as his top guys. Also, Fitzgerald Toussaint, Jordan Todman as his running backs. And still put up over 300 yards against a historic Broncos offense.
I mean, listen, that was
defense.
That was Ben in his prime.
That was, but I mean, Bryant did go off.
He did. Like, Bryant had a great game, and it showed the type of talent Bryant freaking possessed. And just talking about it just pains me even more. It's like, man, like, he knew what he had too. He knew what he had. He had to know what he had.
Yeah. Steelers legend Ryan Mundy. Man, that's another name I haven't heard in a minute.
Oh, man, Ryan Mundy.
A name I would never like to look at again is Dante Moncrief. Dante Concrete, actually.
Wow. Is he still finding work?
I don't know. I hope not. Steelers legend Jarvis Jones. God, what a bum. How do you get replaced by the guy you're supposed to replace?
At least the guy that replaced him, right?
Yeah.
At least he broke one of his records. He's going to do it next season.
Yep.
I'm fully confident in that.
Nate Washington? I liked Washington. I did.
Yeah, number 85?
Yep.
Very good.
Does Bush get cut next year, or do they keep him to see if the injury held him back? I'm keeping him.
And they're not going to give up on him. I think they'll keep him.
That's just another hole you got to fix, so keep Bush.
Now, I don't know if they pick up his option. I would assume they would because they did with Dupree when none of us believed in him.
And they have cap to afford it.
Yeah.
Unlike Edmonds, so.
I think they'll pick up his option. I do.
I remember 2017 when we had AB, Bryant, Juju, and I just wanted us to sign them all long-term. Such a dirty receiving core. And we had Bell healthy and the best O-line in the league. That offense was dirty. Dirty.
Yeah, that offense was great, man.
Yeah, like he says, man. Jesse says it perfectly. 2017 was our year. It still hurts to think about it. That was our year. That was our last chance to go back. We had it all on offense. The defense, sure, it sucked, but when Shazier went down, the defense went down with him.
Literally.
Because I think
the defense never recovered.
Because if Shazier stayed healthy, I do believe we had a chance. God fucking damn it.
I can't. When I say I miss Shazier, like I really, really, really miss Shazier.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God the guy's healthy. Thank God the guy can walk.
Yeah.
I'm just happy about that. I really am.
Sammy Coates had that touchdown in the Bumblebees versus the Jets. I believe that was those jerseys that game. You're right. It
Yeah,
was.
he had two of them, but he dropped two others.
2 touchdowns, yeah.
I think it was actually the game where he broke his fingers and just never recovered.
No, because he caught 3 catches after that game, and that Jets game was in week 5.
Yeah, because I remember before that game, he was a very, very valuable deep threat for us.
Yeah, because every game he caught a 40-yard deep ball.
He was a handy deep threat, and then once his fingers broke, he never let them heal, and then it fucked him up.
And then next thing I know, we're trading him to the Browns, and then he goes to the XFL, and he's still dropping balls. That 2015 draft was god-awful outside of Dupree.
What was it, Bud Dupree?
Senquez Golson, Sammy Coates. I don't even know who else after that. I think Jesse James was a part of it. Anthony Chickalo. Jared Holyman. Duran Grant.
Wow.
Yikes.
I mean, listen, sometimes you hit a home run, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, but goddamn. God, oh my God. Johnny Holton. Holy shit, that's another name I haven't heard in a minute.
Johnny Holton.
Remember him, number 80? Wow. Remember 33-3 week 1 disaster in Foxborough? Yeah, that was awful. 5 months to prepare for that versus the Patriots, and we saw rinse and repeat. Yikes. We got robbed by officiating during that Pats game. If you're talking about the Jesse James catch, you're right.
Yeah, Jesse James caught that ball.
I forgot about Jordan Todman and Sammy Coates. I believed in Todman, man. I thought we should have kept him as our primary return specialist.
Over Tucson, but I don't know what the hell we saw in Tucson. I saw nothing. I saw a guy that just danced too much when he had the ball in his hands.
Let me give you this. Who remembers Kobe Hamilton? Who remembers Kobe Hamilton?
Why'd you bring that name up?
Kobe Hamilton.
That man wore Heath's number.
He did.
Why?
I don't know. We were out of numbers.
Bullshit. Bull fucking shit.
Let's see. What other names can I give y'all? I'm trying to think. It's Aiden Too Cool asks, who was that long snapper we drafted in 2017 that didn't even make the roster? Colin Hoba. 6th round pick. Wasted.
I remember. We were sitting in Permanis having the Almost Famous sandwiches. And the 6th round happened, and it was me, Danny, it was Cold Steel, and our sister Steel Blondie. Huge shout out to both of them. We were sitting there kind of excited. It's a late rounder.
Who's the next Antonio Brown? Who's the next Tom Brady? Who's our next 6th round pick?
And then I just see the name Colin Holba, long snapper. I'm like, what?
And he was the only long snapper to be taken that draft. So why the hell did we take a long snapper in the draft?
I did not understand that.
No. Shazier was shaping up to be our defensive captain for the next 10 years. Still scares me thinking about that night. I cried. I cried in the postgame we made, man. I really did.
Yeah, I mean, I'll never forget what I was doing, you know. I mean, I saw Shazier go for the tackle, and he just didn't get up, and I was just so worried and everything.
Oh, dude.
And then it went to commercial, and I was hopeful a bit. I was thinking, all right, he's going to get up, you know, maybe he just got shaken up a bit, but then he wasn't getting up. And I was like, oh, no, this is not good. And the entire time, I literally had my hands like this.
Yeah.
I was so devastated.
And the scene on the sideline was even worse. Vince was crying, man.
I mean, dude, that's his brother. That's Shake and Bake right there.
Yeah, it was a rough fucking. Oh God. It was rough. Mr. Whisper with another $2 super chat says, "What is the biggest Steelers bust of the last 5 years? Of the last 5 years, Artie Burns.
Yeah,
Artie Burns,
for sure.
Shamarko Thomas. Yeah, remember when we all thought he was going to replace Troy Polamalu?
You can't replace Troy Polamalu.
No. Of Robert Golden. That was another save. Who remembers what's his name? What's his name? What the fuck's his name? I see his face. I see his number. What's his name?
I think I know who you're saying.
What the fuck?
trying to
Will
think.
Allen. Who remembers Will Allen? Who remembers Will Allen? Who else do we have at safety? God, I know Jordan Dangerfield started a Sunday night game.
Anybody remember Steelers legend Morgan Burnett?
Morgan Burnett.
Looking up for the ball while the damn thing's in Seth Roberts' hands as Edmonds is trying to make a play.
Who remembers Ross Ventrone? Now, he didn't start. He was a special teams guy, but you always saw that hair running down the field thinking it was Troy. It wasn't. It was Ross Ventrone.
That man had a journey. He went to the Steelers, then the Patriots, then the Steelers, then the Patriots,
Yeah.
then the Steelers.
Xavier Grimble, why'd he fumble that ball at the 1 yard line?
I like how we're like going down the list of just former bad Steelers.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah, this is what being appreciated for Christmas is all about, being appreciated what we have now.
Exactly.
Rattlers is about to go undrafted because he is a prick. As he should. He's a bum. He's a bum.
Yep.
He's an asshole. I was laying in bed eating pizza with my ex. I had to leave the room. I feel you. It was a rough time. I wish we never let Hargrave go. I agree. Hargrave was a beast. And that's another Pro Bowl snub. Hargrave.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Javon Hargrave has career highs. Like, how many sacks does he have? I think last I checked, he had like over 7.
Really? 7.5 sacks.
Yeah.
For a D tackle.
That's a new career high. Like, how did this guy not make the Pro Bowl for the NFC?
Wow. Totally snubbed.
You want to talk about a guy that's so underrated. Javon Hargrave is among one of them.
Big Dan McCullers? Yeah. I remember him. Hey, Twins, were you ever at the Black and Gold store in Breezewood? My charge card moto when I left there this week. I'm not exactly which one you're talking about. I don't think we were, though. I don't think we were in Breezewood, no. Stanquist Golson? Yeah, didn't play a snap. Pull on the shoulder pads in camp and got hurt. It's like too much weight on him. Antoine Blake? Yeah, what a bum. Well, it's Valentino Blake now. God. Who remembers Bryce McCain? He had 2 interceptions versus the Bengals in Sunday Night Football in the 2014 season. It clinched the division.
Yeah, it did.
Bryce McCain, who remembers him? Sean Davis? God.
I have his autographed jersey.
Isn't he with the Patriots now?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, God, Mark Barron. What a bum.
Mark Barron.
Cortez Allen? Could have been great. You think so?
He had the talent, it just never showcased. And he couldn't stay healthy either.
J.J. Wilcox. Holy shit, I remember him. It's funny. We got his autograph at Steelers Fan Blitz at Heinz during the what year was Marcus Allen drafted? 2017? 2018? It was one of those years. The year Marcus Allen was drafted. We got his autograph that day. Day 3 of that draft at Steelers Fan Blitz at Heinz Field. The next day, he gets cut because we drafted Marcus Allen. Poor J.J. Wilcox. Keenan Lewis was all right. I think Keenan Lewis could have been solid. He was decent with the Saints.
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty solid, yeah. Not a ball hawk, but, I mean, his coverage wasn't bad at all.
No.
Of course, we couldn't keep him.
Who were your most hated players on each team of the AFC North throughout history? Could be because of their personality or just because you hated what they did on the field, good or bad. Burfict, Bengals. Hasenauer. Husmanzada. Bengals.
Yeah. 2 Bengals.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah. I mean, dude, yeah, fuck them. Like, Jesus Christ.
The Ravens? I mean, there's not really a lot of Ravens I hate.
No, I mean, like, dude, I have more respect and hate for the Ravens. I don't really hate anybody on the Ravens.
In the small time they've been a team, they have so much success. I mean, it always sucked facing Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, guys like that. That defense was dynamic, but But I can't really choose a guy that I hated when it came to the Ravens, because I always respected the way they played. I always respected the rivalry. I still respect the Ravens too. If I had to pick a player, Ray Rice.
I don't know. I mean, I guess Mike Wallace maybe.
Mike Wallace.
I don't know. I got to choose one, right?
As for the Browns, I mean, there was not really much you could hate on the Browns because we owned them for how long?
I mean, as of right now,
As of right now? I don't even hate Myles Garrett no more.
No, because I heard that they buried a hatch and, I mean, can't really, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I can't stand the Browns, but I don't really hate any of their players much.
Plus, they didn't really keep anyone around for you to hate. And the team now, I mean, I don't know. Baker?
I guess.
Just because you won't shut the fuck up?
Probably. Well, I'd probably say Baker because I can't stand his commercials.
Yeah.
They're so fucking annoying.
Who remembers? Oh, my God. Brandon Boykin and Ross Cockrell? Oh, my God. Yeah. Brandon Boykin. He's only famous for being a part of that William Gay celebration.
I remember when we traded for him, and I thought, oh, my God, we got a good player.
He had 6 picks in the year prior, and, I mean...
We didn't play the guy.
No. And Cockrell...
But even if we did play him, he didn't really do anything.
And Cockrell was garbage. He was what his last name is.
And that's with the Bucks.
What happened to cornerback Justin Lane after arrest? Well, nothing. He just remained on the team. He's still a depth guy. Special teams.
Yeah.
Remember the Rashad Mendenhall days? Yes, I do. I still blame him for that Super Bowl.
It wasn't the only reason.
Granted, Mike Wallace dropped the 4th down pass. Ben threw a pick 6. The defense was horrendous that game. Jordy Nelson completely cooked William Gay. So there's a lot of people to blame. But
you can't blame one guy, but, I mean...
Hold on to the ball.
That's all you had to do. Fucking
all you had to do.
Clay Matthews just had to get the ball out of his hands, huh?
Uh-huh. Wasn't he a run-up for Defensive Player of the Year that year?
I think.
He might have been.
Obviously, Troy won it, but I think you're right.
I love Terrell Suggs, even as a Steelers fan. Yeah, I got to respect Suggs. I really do. He looked like a donkey, but... I mean, you got to respect the guy. I mean, he was a ferocious pass rusher.
Yeah, every time he was going up against whoever, whether that was Max Starks or Villanueva, when Suggs was in his last years with Baltimore, it was always must watch.
Right.
Him trying to get the bend, is always, something to keep an eye on.
MVP TJ. It's crazy because we were at Heinz on Sunday, and there was legitimate MVP chance for TJ after he picked up that one fumble recovery in the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
And loud MVP chance, dude. I had chills. Now, obviously, he's not going to win it.
But just for the chance to just come out, and it was insane. It really was. Like I can't even put it into words. It was freaking awesome.
Yeah, it really was. Defensive Player of the Year.
He needs to win it. If he does not win it, he's never winning it.
You're right.
If he does not win it this season, he's never winning it.
2-time uncrowned Defensive Player of the Year. Don't make it 3.
Third time.
Give you one of these.
Third time's usually the freaking charm. It's got to be this year. It has to be. He's got to be the main freaking guy.
Seriously.
You can make your cases for this and that. Now, Watt's been the most impactful freaking defensive player all year.
You're right.
Do not at me.
Remember, I am saying this now. Jalen Hurts will be next year's quarterback from a trade with Philly. Really? You think that comes full circle when Hurts actually becomes a Pittsburgh Steeler? Would Philly get rid of Hurts after 1 year?
I don't think they would.
I don't think they would either. Why would they?
I don't think they would.
You're telling me this organization, which is still run by Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman, you're telling me those two guys trade up for Carson Wentz, keep him for what, 4 or 5 years, and then draft his replacement in the second round, trade Wentz, keep Hurts, only to trade him way after 2 years?
I mean, I can't really see Hurts leaving. I think Hurts could definitely try to prove himself for like another year or two in Philly.
Right.
At least until his rookie contract's over. I don't think Hurts is that bad. In the Eagles system, I think that's where he's definitely going to shine.
Right.
And he has at times.
Joe Sherbert needs to be extended. He is so good. I think he's actually extended already. It's just his cap hit won't be as much.
That's something that we definitely have to take care of. We got to lower that cap for sure.
Well, I think he has an opt-out option next year, but I think we should keep him for sure. Because we don't want to put a hole at linebacker.
Yeah, if to secure that linebacker spot, I can see us definitely keeping him, but lowering the cap.
Right. If I had to choose my favorite Ravens players or players I like to watch, it was Ray Lewis or Ed Reed. I would agree.
Yeah, for sure.
I would agree. Lamar didn't practice for a second straight day. He did not. So Huntley might get another start, and it'll be interesting to see what he can do against a divisional rival. If he can beat the Bengals, man, that'd be crazy.
I'll go to Baltimore and shake his hand.
TJ win MVP if he has 3 sacks on Mahomes. I mean, that put him over 20 with two games left, and he would need another 3 to break the record. So
he's close.
Now, TJ's not going to get any votes for MVP just because Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Cooper Kupp, Jonathan Taylor, but TJ Watt definitely could be in the talks if he just keeps racking up his sack numbers.
Yeah.
Man, TJ's a beast. Watt proves his worth if he beats the Chiefs on his own. You're right. I mean, he already has, but more so because, I mean, that's the Chiefs. That's an AFC elite. If it wasn't for TJ Watt, we would not have the record we have right now.
No. Every time he's out or he's not playing, we lose.
I mean, not to discredit like a Cam Hayward and guys like that on defense, but TJ Watt is just...
He's on another level. He's not even human. He's not a part of this planet.
He's not.
I truly believe that. Like, this guy is ridiculously fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. He played 1 year of linebacker in college?
Spaceboy says he did, because he was originally a tight end. He played 1 year of college outside linebacker.
He played 1 year of linebacker in college.
And he's getting better. Every single year, he has boosted his sack numbers on a yearly basis.
It's just insane.
He has been in the league for 5 years. 4 times he's been on the most sacks in Steelers single season history.
He's already top 3 in Steelers history in sacks. Top 3.
He's 14 away from breaking Harrison's record.
Remarkable.
I would rather have Gardner Minshew over Hurts. I agree. I would as a backup. Remember, Snead, 11, wide open, drops the ball, then fakes an injury. I do remember that. Do y'all think Steelers would have any interest in Mitchell Trubisky? They probably have some interest because he's a veteran. He's a first-round talent. He's not, but first-round resume.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. He could just stick with Buffalo, but if he sees a starting opportunity, I could definitely see him
I've seen
accepting offers.
I've seen a lot of people say this name regarding the Steelers, and I wouldn't be surprised because it's a total Steelers move. Marcus Mariota.
Yeah. I could definitely see something like that.
As a gap guy. He fits Canada's system. So I suppose he's not a guy that's going to win us football games. He's just a gap guy so we can focus on the trenches.
Right.
It wouldn't be a bad signing.
Yeah.
Because...
honestly, I mean, next year is definitely going to be a rebuild type of year.
As it should.
Because that's what we need, and all you need is a gap quarterback. I'm not asking for a franchise guy. I'd like it, but, we got so many other positions that we got to take care of.
Right.
So next year, just use that year to rebuild, focus on other positions, you just get a gap guy. Simple.
Right. Who remembers Kelvin Beachum? I do.
Yeah, Kelvin Beachum.
I like Beachum, number 68, 7th rounder. He's another example of how great Munchak was as an O-line coach.
Yeah.
And he's starting for the Cardinals now, I think.
Yeah, he is. You're right.
I like Beachum, man. I think he could get a few votes for MVP if we win out and he breaks the sack record. Jesse, you know what? You're right. I agree. At least I'd hope so. I would hope so. Because remember that one time we all thought AB was a favorite for MVP in his second to last year with us, and he only got one vote? One vote? Who remembers that Patriots game when he left the game due to injury and there was audible MVP votes? It was insanely loud. It was the loudest I've heard Heinz Field on my television.
AB made a strong, arguable MVP candidate that year.
AB was something.
Yeah, he was, and he still is in a way.
Chaz Treat says TJ has to win a Super Bowl. No, I'm a Browns fan, but we have a diet TJ Watt. And as a Browns fan, I can respect that opinion.
Yeah, honestly.
Listen, Myles Garrett's great. He is a generational pass rusher, but he's no TJ Watt. He's no TJ Watt.
No, I'm sorry, but
I think a dark horse candidate to be Steelers quarterback next season is Derek Carr. I would really like Derek Carr. I think he's very underrated. I think he's very underappreciated. He's a very good quarterback. I wouldn't mind Derek Carr.
yeah, I agree.
But I think Carr has one more year on his contract.
I think you're right on
And
that,
he's
yeah.
not leaving the Raiders. He's not leaving the Raiders.
I don't see Carr. Yeah, I don't see Carr as that type of guy that would leave. I think he's a lifer with Las Vegas.
Right.
Almost said Oakland, but they're not them no more.
And I'm out of hot chocolate. I want hot chocolate. I'm out of hot
Well,
chocolate.
I don't know what to tell you. You have to make
I'll
some
get
more.
I'll get some more tomorrow. Since it'll be Christmas Eve in about a quarter from now.
Actually, really, you're right.
Wow. It is almost Christmas Eve, folks.
That is crazy.
Yeah, Jamie. AB got MVP votes, man. That was nuts. I think he would have won AB that year if he stayed healthy all year. Dude won us like 5 games by himself with last-minute clutch grabs. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Because he missed the last, what was it? 3 or 4 games, whatever that was.
Okay.
I forget. But I know he was out a few games.
Yeah.
How's it going, Steel Twins? Merry Christmas to you and your family. What about possible signing a Teddy Bridgewater? Bridgewater is the definition of a gap quarterback. So I wouldn't mind it.
No, I wouldn't mind it either. I can definitely see something like that.
How is Bridgewater's injury, by the way? That looked very scary.
Yeah, I don't know what the update is. I know Drew Lock is starting for the Broncos in their next game, but I do hope Bridgewater is good.
You see what's going on Twitter? Any more positive cases? Well, Dallas clinched a playoff berth. Good for them. Good for them. Titans will officially clinch the AFC South if the Colts lose to the Cardinals. Very possible. Very possible.
See, that's gonna be an interesting game Saturday.
Yes, it is. I can't wait for that. That's for sure. A.J. Brown, holy shit, 11 catches, 145 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, having him back definitely helped a lot.
You're right.
I mean, Julio's not doing anything. I don't think he did anything. And Julio's just late in this season is just, in his career is just very injury prone. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, AJ Brown's a beast.
A complete beast. But so far, no more positive cases that are being reported. I mean, I wouldn't expect it to this late, but
Now it would be definitely it will be interesting to see if there's any more new, because for the Chiefs there hasn't been any new positive cases as of the past 2 days. But for the Steelers, we got 2 more on the COVID list, and that is Zach Banner. Wait, no, I'm sorry.
this is, as of right now, of course, Adams, Banner, Allen, and Bush.
But the 2 new guys is what I meant to say is Isaiah Buggs and Anthony McFarland Jr.
Yes. So, hopefully that's, and we're going to say this every day, thinking it's going to be the last. Hopefully it is, but hopefully that is the last of the Steelers' positive cases.
As of now, it doesn't seem like the game's going to be getting postponed, thankfully.
God.
As long as the Chiefs don't get any more cases,
Well, it's too
which
late.
seems to be good.
It's too late into the week now. They can't postpone it.
No. And, hopefully, as of now, it's just nothing but depth guys for the Steelers, but hopefully that doesn't spread to the starters. Fingers crossed.
Right. Let's see where we at. Moncrief worst signing. Moncrief was terrible. Moncrief was garbage. It's one of the worst signings I've ever seen.
I honestly thought he was going to do something. He did something all right, just not good.
I'm curious. Because Jamie's saying he would have gotten 2,000 yards. I don't doubt it, but I want to see. And I'm going to cry because I'm looking at this resume here, thinking what we could still have. 2017, he finished with 1,533 yards.
Which that led the NFL.
Which was his third highest career-wise. And that led the NFL.
Yeah.
And he only played 14 games. So that was, of course, when we had the 16-game schedule, but he probably would have been out the Week 16 game because we already clinched the first-round bye.
Right.
Or no, it was it was the first-round bye. We were the number 2 seed that year. So he would have played one more game if he stayed healthy, or technically 2 because he went out versus the Patriots. So a game and a half, and he may have gotten 1,700, 1,800 maybe. 2,000 is kind of a reach, but maybe it would have been up there. Where are we at in the chat? Let's see. She says, and Merry Christmas. Well, Merry Christmas to you, too.
Merry Christmas.
Because it's almost Christmas Eve. 10 minutes away, man. That's crazy. We need a quarterback who can move around and throw. I'll take Trubisky. He is a better quarterback than you are giving him credit for. The Bears are a quarterback cemetery. He went to Bills as backup. Yeah, I mean, they are a quarterback cemetery. You're right.
I mean, for God's sake, he brought the...
And he had Matt Nagy.
He went to the playoffs twice.
And he had Matt Nagy
with the Bears
at head coach.
I mean, that's something, right?
Trubisky wasn't that bad in his last year. He really wasn't.
No, because I remember in that final stretch in which what led them to getting into the playoffs, he played good, and that was when Matt Nagy wasn't the offensive coordinator or the play caller.
Right.
So, I don't know. Maybe put him on a new team with a different open-minded offensive play caller, and I don't know, maybe he does something.
Right, exactly. Anything's possible, man. I don't doubt Trubisky, though, giving him the right opportunities. Thoughts on moving Boswell to a gap quarterback? Fuck it. Hey, he showed his skills versus the Browns, versus the Broncos a few years back. He's got a shot.
Somebody better block him.
I'm just saying.
It's my quarterback.
Let's try.
Somebody better block him because I don't want him getting freaking smacked again and not getting called for it.
Garoppolo as bridge quarterback. Thoughts? I mean,
Garoppolo, I would not mind either. I wouldn't.
Well, that's because I'm going into next year just basing on a rebuild. So I don't mind whoever's at a gap quarterback, but I don't want it to be a complete tank. Even though the Steelers aren't going to tank, I don't want to use that term because they don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to I want it to be a rebuild, but I don't want it to be like bottom of the barrel.
You want it to be like how the Patriots were last year.
I want to be somewhat competitive.
Which I think we still could be, especially if we get better at the defense. Get some guys back and everything like that.
Jamie, I apologize. I apologize. Let's see. Do the Browns extend Baker's contract in 2022? They'd be absolutely ridiculous to do so.
I hope so.
They'd be ridiculous to do so.
I hope so.
Move PH3 to quarterback? Fuck it. You seen what he did at Georgia Tech? Why not? Why not? Jimmy G can't work behind this O-line, he'll die. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Give me Kenny Pickett or Rodgers. If not, just play Mason Rudolph and hope next year draft is better. I mean, pretty much. We're all saying like Garoppolo, Carr, Trubisky, Mariota, guys like that, right? But all in all, it's probably just gonna be Mason Rudolph, just because he's still on a contract.
He's the cheaper option.
That, and he kind of knows the system. He's familiar with Tomlin. We'll just probably go with Rudolph. It's not the most admiring selection, but it's probably the most realistic, and I'm fine with it.
I mean, it would save us money, and it would give us just the same as if we were to sign another veteran quarterback, but we keep Mason, save some money, and use some of that money on another position, which we need to do.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind it, but I know it's not the most appealing quarterback. It's not the most fancy name,
Right.
but it is what it is.
With Muth out for this game, who is our tight end behind Gentry? That would be Kevin Rader, and we would bring up Jay Sternberger from the practice squad to be the number 3. Probably.
I forgot Jay Sternberger was on our practice squad.
Former third-round pick for the Packers. So I think that's what would go down if Muth is out, which is more likely because he hasn't practiced the last 2 games.
No, he hasn't. And not having Muth is going to suck.
Yeah.
It's going to hurt.
Thoughts on Zion Johnson? Not familiar with the name. Would have to search up and get some research going because we don't watch a lot of college football, or we should. We know we should, but it's around the time of the year where we're going to start looking at prospects. I already have. I've already done a few mock drafts. I've kind of gotten a sneak peek at some certain guys. So
Same here.
I'm familiar with certain names. Just got to get some more research going. Alex D asks, when's the first mock draft coming out? Either before the end of the season, and by that I mean before the end of the NFL season, or probably after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think that's a more appropriate time. That gives us more time to look at more prospects and stuff like that. But we have done little mock drafts here and there on like the mock draft simulators online.
Cooper Kupp could break 2K yards this year. It won't surprise me. Kupp's on a different level.
Hey, he's close. He's very freaking close. If Stafford's going to continue to give him the ball, Kupp's going to continue to catch it.
All you hockey fans, I'm not a Pens fan, but are you? Yes, we are. Let's go Pens.
Hence the Cocoa mug.
Yeah, exactly. Which isn't mine, but it's still cool.
Yeah, I got to get one myself.
Wannabe Comedy says, what's going on? What's going on? Good. What's going on, bro?
What's up, bro? Yeah, we
See,
can't talk.
yeah.
It's getting late.
That's a twin thing, see?
It's getting
One
late.
of us fucks up, the other does.
What's good? How you doing? How's your night?
Then if they don't extend Mayfield, what do they do at quarterback? They'll probably get someone in free agency. Whoever that is, I don't know. As long as it's not Aaron Rodgers.
I've heard them possibly trading for other quarterbacks. I don't know.
Jesse says, if we do get Rodgers, we better spend some money on an O-line as well. That would be the only condition if Rodgers were to come to Pittsburgh is, all right, I'll come to the Steel City. You know, Mike McCarthy says a lot of good things about Pittsburgh. I love Mike Tomlin. But if I'm going to come to the team, I need a fucking O-line.
Literally.
I'm not running for my life at 39 years old.
Oh.
So, yeah, that would be the condition.
It would
That's
have
the
to be the
only
condition.
So, say Aaron Rodgers opts out of the contract and he's a free agent and we give him a big offer. That's the only thing that would hold Rodgers back from Pittsburgh is the O-line.
Yeah, of course.
Unless we say for ourselves we're going to spend money on the O-line, which we shouldn't even say it. We should just do it because that's what we have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened to Ebron? He's on IR. He's done for the year, bro. He's done in the black and gold, guys.
More than likely, yeah.
He's not coming back, man. He's done.
That touchdown he got against what game was that? Chargers game. Yeah, that was his last play.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. You know, I think it was a knee injury. I think he just had surgery. So, yeah, he's done, man. Sauce Gardner hasn't allowed a single touchdown in his college career. Sauce Gardner, that's a great name. And, yeah, he's going to be nice. Isn't he from, if I'm correct, isn't it Cincinnati? I could be wrong.
I can't remember what college, but it's Sauce Gardner. Great name, great player.
Yeah, Cincinnati, I thought so. He's got a good frame, too. 6'2", 200.
His real name's Ahmed Gardner, but Sauce is
a better name.
is better.
Yeah, Ladarius Green, I thought could have been very solid in our offense with Ben. It just sucks he couldn't stay healthy. Man, he could have been real nice.
This is like, you ever notice with like the Greens in Pittsburgh? You know, like Kevin Green and Joe Green with an E at the end of their name. Great players. You look at Kendrick Green, Ladarius Green. No E at the name.
See, that's the problem.
You gotta have an E at the end of the end for Green, and then you're gonna be a great fucking player. They don't have that, so they're not capable of having that freaking recognition.
So that's the problem. They're missing. They got to change their name a bit. They just got to add an E. That's the problem. They need that big E. Mason Rudolph is a decent backup. He had some moments in the 2019 season when he started. I still like Mason. I think he gets too much unnecessary hate, and I wouldn't mind him as a full-year starter next year, just because I know what the team's going to be. I know what to anticipate.
Yeah, same here.
I'm not going in with high expectations. I know what the team needs to be, so I don't mind Mason starting. What I love at Kenny Pickett, what I love in Aaron Rodgers, yes. But I am comfortable with Mason starting so we could focus on the trenches.
That's what we need to do. That's what has to be done. Because you can't get everything done in one offseason. It takes a couple years.
Right.
That's what we need to do.
At the beginning of the year in fantasy, I traded Stafford. Who? Oh, Stafford, Mostert, and Landry for Melvin Gordon and Kupp. My other quarterback was Dak. A trade of a lifetime. Yeah, I mean,
wow.
Throughout the year, I traded for Dalvin Cook. Who else did I trade for? Who's out, by the way? I took Kamara when I should have taken Eckler. Who else did I trade for? I made like one big trade. What was it?
I can't remember. What was the other trade?
I forget.
Well, I did 2 trades this year in fantasy. The first one, I got rid of Mike Gesicki, which I regretted. Although right now I have Hunter Henry and Zach Ertz, which ain't too bad. I was able to pick them up off waivers, thankfully. Right. And the second trade was I had Deontay Johnson originally for like half the season. And then Josh K, he badly needed another receiver because all he had at the time was Terry McLaurin. And even in himself wasn't really doing anything. And I had Russell Wilson, but he was hurt. And all I had as a backup was, at the time, I think, was Ryan Tannehill. So Josh K offered me Lamar Jackson for Deontay Johnson. At the time, it worked great. He needed another target, and I needed another quarterback. So I accepted it. Lamar Jackson did great for 1 week. The first week he did, that was the freaking Vikings game. Since then, he hasn't gotten 15 or more points in fantasy.
No.
He showed up 1 week, hasn't done anything. Yeah, Johnson is getting 1,000 yards.
It doesn't matter because we're both not in the fucking playoffs.
Fantasy is just not it for us this year.
No, it's not. No, it's not. In fact, the one league that I am in that I didn't draft a roster in, I'm in the playoffs. I have a good chance of actually winning it. And that was a league it was just a custom league I joined. Honestly, for fun. Would you two be opposed to a dual tight end threat? I like Jalen Watermeyer out of Texas A&M. We could certainly take him in the second round.
I've heard of Jalen Watermeyer. He's not bad at all.
I just don't think the Steelers are going to take him at tight end in the second round. First of all, it's rare for them to take tight end early. But I doubt they're going to prioritize tight end next year as a number 2.
I think Steelers will try to do what they can with Muth and Gentry.
Don't get me wrong. I like the idea. I like the whole dual threat tight end idea. Because 2 tight end sets, it's great for run blocking schemes, but it's great for play action schemes as well. So I like the idea. In fact, it's something I've hoped the Steelers would do for a little bit now, especially this year with Muth and Ebron. And we kind of saw that a little bit, but not to the extent.
No, definitely not to the extent. Well, the thing was Ebron only kept dropping passes.
Right.
And then he got hurt, and Muth just stood out. And Gentry has stepped up big time since Ebron was hurt.
Yeah.
So definitely got to give Gentry some credit there.
Richard Alvarez says, I can't with Mason, man. He needs to go, even if he's just a bridge quarterback. I'd rather anyone else. And I understand that. I mean, I don't disagree with you. I understand it, but
I'm just fine with him starting. And I think the Steelers more than likely will just settle with it.
Right. Let's see. We already have a really good tight end, but what about having 2 of them? It would be a huge mismatch in the red zone for sure. Think Aaron Hernandez and Gronk with pads back in the day. That was dirty. And they're kind of doing something similar, not to the extent, because, I mean, you can't get any better than Hernandez and Gronk with Brady. But
Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry. I mean, Henry's getting the majority of the touchdowns, but Smith here and there has been getting targeted and getting involved.
Yeah.
And it helps him. It helps Mac Jones.
Merry Christmas. Do you see Kendrick Green playing guard next year? I hope so. He needs to.
Yeah, same. It would benefit the line and himself.
I really hope the Steelers just get a good center, whether that's free agency, the draft. Get a good center. Love Pickett, but I don't want him only because if he doesn't do well to start and he gets booed, that would be terrible. But that wouldn't be entirely his fault. if we don't prioritize the line.
Yeah. That's true.
Sign Andy Dalton. I'm good.
I don't want Dalton.
The Fiend says, I hope y'all have a great Christmas. Fiend, you too, man. Hope
Yeah.
all you guys have a great Christmas, as it is officially Christmas Eve.
Yes, it is.
It is Christmas Eve. Bring Andrew Luck back out of retirement. Oh, God, I wish. Holy shit. Rodgers and Adams coming to Pitt confirmed. God, that's a dream. I actually did that in my man franchise a few times.
Huh.
Wishful thinking the Pittsburgh Steelers' first NFL team to win Super Bowl with tie on the record. Go Steelers. Would that be true? Out of the 50-plus years, there's been no team to win a Super Bowl with a tie?
I think you're correct on that, yeah. Well, how often do you see ties?
I mean, not often, but you tell me there's not one team out of the 50-plus years that haven't won a Super Bowl with a tie on their record?
I don't think so. I think this guy's correct.
That is absolutely...
Unless you want to search it yourself right here, right now.
I don't have time for that.
We can go from the first all the way to the current one.
I don't have time for that.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that'd be just boring.
Yeah, what happened to Andrew Luck? Hasn't heard a thing from him since retirement. He's just enjoying retirement, man, and good for Luck. Good for Luck.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, his body endured so much.
Yeah.
In the NFL.
M. Ponent says, Merry Christmas, SteelTwins. Love you guys. Love you too, man.
Merry Christmas to you too. Thank you.
Landry Jones, God.
Oh, don't. Landry Jones.
He says, let's beat Kansas City. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, let's get the win. Let's get the dub.
Richard says, bring back the duck. I'm good, bro.
Well, maybe for the USFL.
For the Pittsburgh Maulers, I bring it because, okay, I'll be with you. I miss Duck's charisma. I don't miss him on the field because he wasn't that great.
Oh, he was awful on the field.
But Pittsburgh is where he belongs, but not in the NFL. For the XFL, maybe if there's an XFL team. For the USFL, which is coming in this spring for the Pittsburgh Maulers, bring him in.
Yeah, because those type of leagues, that's where he works best.
I'd buy his jersey.
Dude, I think that'd be the most sold-out jersey ever. Ever.
Yeah. That tie with the Lions are killing us right now. How do you tie with the Lions?
Dude, that's still fucking mind-boggling.
That's like, how do you tie with the Browns? How would you lose to the Raiders in 2018? You know, it's like, it's up there with those games. Like, what?
How'd you lose to the Jets?
There you go.
I don't care we had, Duck at the time before Rudolph came in, but you don't lose to the Jets.
Dwayne Neal wants us to sign Andy Dalton. No. I know you're a Bengals fan, but no. What do the Steelers do this offseason to be competitive next year, in your guys' opinion? I mean, rebuild the O-line and sign a big, a solid number one corner. I'm not asking for the best corner in the league. Just a solid number one that can get the job done. Because I don't think Hayden's coming back.
Yeah, definitely. Build a low line, get a solid number one. Hayden, more than likely, yeah, like you said, he's going to be gone.
So
I think you got to get better depth at certain positions, like the offensive line and probably corner.
And you'd also have to make a splash at quarterback, but I don't see them doing all of that. That's why I'm going in next year thinking it's going to be rebuild, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah, same here.
I think it's what the team needs, man. You know, the team, I can appreciate them wanting to try to win every year and being competitive, but you can be competitive while rebuilding. You got to understand when it's time to rebuild so you can dominate for another 10 years. If you just keep holding on to this false hope and going out grabbing an Aaron Rodgers or whatever while still having holes at every other position, you're not going to succeed.
No, that's just them being complacent with the other positions.
And then at that point, you're just going to prolong the rebuild. Thus, you're going to be in the dumps for how many years? So take a rebuild for a year or two, and then get back to that stature.
Exactly.
Like, there's nothing wrong with rebuilding.
No, because it's what they need.
I forgot, yeah. Remember when we had Paxton Lynch for a little bit? Remember when the Broncos...
Oh, dude, I forgot.
Remember when the Broncos traded up for him?
For what, like 86 passing yards?
Wasn't that after Manning retired?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, my God.
They were desperate. They were desperate.
What
they were
was
desperate.
Elway thinking?
Well, Elway, man, but Elway was never good at evaluating quarterbacks or getting good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
It's because of Manning is why Denver was so great.
Remember when we had Mike Vick? Yes. Yes, I do. And I only enjoyed him for one game. That was the Charger game.
Yeah.
And one of these days, I'm going to buy a Michael Vick Steelers jersey. Why? Because I'm fucking stupid. But I appreciate small stuff like that. Also because I can say Michael Vick was a Steeler.
Michael Vick was a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Just like I can say D'Angelo Williams was a Steeler. That's like Bills fans saying Terrell Owens was a Bill.
It's like, okay.
I mean, what the fuck? Who gives a shit? I'd take Wilson over Rodgers, honestly, because Wilson has a lot more years left. You're right, he does. He does. What corner do you want to see the Steelers sign? Well, from the corners I've seen that are currently going to be hitting free agency, the list isn't great. But there will be some surprise cuts down the road for cap reasons. And I know we can sign someone decent to be a corner number one.
If I were to say one guy I think's going to go into free agency is Casey Hayward.
Casey Hayward, I think Kyle Fuller is hitting free agency again. Who else? In fact, I'm going to look up the list now. 2022 NFL free, because there's a site for it. There it is. It depends how long it wants to take to load. There we go.
That's team
positions. Cornerback update. Let's see if I can get it on the screen here as a matter of fact for y'all. Oh. Well, that's interesting.
Stephon Gilmore, Joe Hayden, Kyle Fuller, Chris Harris, Patrick Peterson, Bryce Callahan, Jason Verrett, Kevin King, Xavier. I mean, you guys can see the list right here.
Okay, I'll tell you this. I would bring back Witherspoon as depth. Maybe he can be in competition. I think Hayden's gone. Gilmore would be solid, but he's getting up there with age. And if I'm going to say I'm going to get rid of Hayden because of age, I'm going to say the same thing and rejecting Gilmore because cornerbacks are just going to keep regressing as they get older.
And I could say the same about Casey Hayward because he's almost 33 years old.
Kyle Fuller would be a decent one-year rental, maybe 2 years until we actually find a young guy we could trust. Who would that be? I don't know. J.C. Jackson would be a great splash.
I just don't see it.
I don't see him leaving New England.
I don't
know how New England can pass him up. It's already bad enough they trade away Gilmore. They're going to get rid of their ball-hawking corner. I don't see Jackson leaving.
No, there's no way. I'd be shocked if he were to leave New England.
So outside of these names, I mean, there's not really a lot of great names. No. There's a few options, but I'm still anticipating some surprise cuts down the road.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely bound to happen. It's happened for the past couple of years anyway. Should be interesting, though.
Yeah. Let's see, where are we at? Did you guys see that the USFL, the first season, they aren't even playing in their home city? All games play in one location. Not sure where. I did hear about that.
Yeah, and that's smart. That's actually kind of smart.
Well, because it's a revival league, so until they can get the proper arenas and everything and set, yeah, they're going to play in one location. Also because of the COVID thing, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Sign left tackle, draft pass rusher in second round opposite Watt, draft Tyler Linderbaum. Enough said. I would sign a right tackle specifically. I would keep Dan Moore at left tackle. He's growing week by week, and he's still young.
Very young, yeah.
I trust his development. I would sign a right tackle, a trusty right tackle. I wouldn't draft pass rusher. I think that's a wasted pick. I wouldn't even draft Depp early. Taco Charlton's solid, if I'm going to be real with you. He's the one that actually took the ball up for Schaubert's interception last week.
But I still feel the Steelers should go into free agency and sign another decent edge rusher.
Right. No, I agree.
Because Tuska, man, he does nothing for me.
No.
He really doesn't.
But Linderbaum, I'd totally select. I think he'll be there no matter where our pick is. We'll win with Mason next year. He's a beast. I don't think he's a beast, but I think he'll do decent for us.
I think he'd do okay.
Would you sign Rodgers on a 2-year deal and draft Pickett? I wouldn't do both. I'd do one because Pickett's the most NFL-ready quarterback. You're not going to sit him on the bench for 2 years. Tomlin would do that for a quarterback, I would imagine, but I don't think Pickett will wait 2 years to start.
I mean, considering he's going to be 24. By the time he starts, he's 26 already.
Yeah, also because after the season he had, he's not going to sit on the bench.
He's
day one starter.
He's going to be ready to go. Especially since he's skipping out on the Peach Bowl. He's going to be ready to start day one.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what quarterback we draft if we don't have an offensive coordinator that knows how to develop a quarterback. You're right. Now, Canada is he is. No, he's not. He was the quarterback coach last year. Now he's a coordinator. Mike Sullivan, not the Penguins head coach. Mike Sullivan is the quarterback coach. But Canada, I mean, I know it's his first full year as an NFL coordinator, and he's still learning shit, but certain schemes and certain decisions he's making, like playing Ray McLeod more in the fourth quarter over Chase Claypool, is just confusing. And I understand it's a scheme thing because Ray's more of a slot corner, but why can't you play Chase in the slot?
Yeah, I don't see what's so special about Ray.
Like, yeah, Chase has the stature to be an outside guy, but until he can create constant separation, put him in the slot.
I mean, this is Chase's second year in the league. You know, he's still learning. His route running really ain't that great,
No.
but
So
with his size in the slot, that's a mismatch.
So I'm saying, like, there's certain things with Canada that,
He just got to fix up.
yeah, because as much as, you know, it would be cool to get a new offensive coordinator, maybe go out your way and open the wall a little bit, they're going to keep him for at least one more year.
Yeah, they're not going to give up on him after 1 year. I don't think so.
Right. Let's see where we at in the chat. Williams was a pimp when he was here. Whenever Bell was out, he always seemed to ball out. Yeah, D. Will was awesome. I loved his curtain call celebration, too.
Yeah, he was fucking great. For his age, man, he was so good.
Yeah. Steven Nelson was a horrible sign when we signed him. He has gotten torched all year with Eagles. I mean, he was solid his first year. He regressed his second. Now he's with the Eagles. I guess he got what he wanted.
I have not heard his name since he signed with Philly.
Right.
At all.
He needs to take a pay cut. Anywhere he goes, he misses like half the season every year. He does. I mean, he was out 3 games. I'm glad he's back, but he's getting up there with age. He's injury prone in some aspects. I think he's just going to keep progressing. Like, I want Hayden to retire a Steeler, and at the end of the day, even if he goes to another team next year, I think he will retire a Steeler, but I think it's time to move on.
Yeah, for sure.
Alex Highsmith sucks, though. Watt needs help. I don't think he sucks entirely. He may be a little inconsistent in the pass rush.
No,
But you also got to think Dupree was as well early on.
yeah, I mean, the thing with Highsmith and Dupree, like both of them starting early, they're very, very raw.
So I'd give him time in the pass rush aspect. Now, in the run games, Highsmith is exceeding farther than most would at his position.
I would have to agree with you. I've seen several times he's been very good at stopping the run.
Right. Do you think Juju coming? Do you think Juju coming back? He said he wants to stay in Pittsburgh long term. That's his Christmas gift. He said, or Christmas wish.
Yeah, I most definitely see him coming back.
I mean, who's going to pay him? He's going to come back to Pittsburgh, and I think it depends on who's the quarterback is kind of silly because
he could have went with Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes, but he decided to stay home in Pittsburgh with Ben Roethlisberger.
Right. So I think he'll stay with Pittsburgh. I'm opposed, but I'm not.
I mean, if he stays, all right. Maybe grow up a little bit, but all right.
Right.
But if he leaves, I mean, it's not gonna. I'm not gonna be butthurt. Like, okay, well,
Yeah.
next man up. We'll probably draft somebody.
Yeah. Pickett reminds me of Herbert. Pickett is also an old man. I don't like that. Yeah, that's the issue. He is 23, 24. He's up there. I'd still want him, though, if he's there. If Linderbaum's taken.
You can't go wrong with Kenny Pickett.
If Linderbaum's taken.
And what the hell is that noise outside? I'm not sure if you guys can hear it, but it's like some sort of tire, like screeching on the streets.
I have no clue.
Jesus Christ. It's bugging the hell out of me.
Cold Steel's in the chat. Says, what's up, bros? Neck all fucked up. Shaking my head. Yeah, how's your neck, bro?
Hey, Cole, I hope you're doing well, but, see, that thing's distracting me.
Now it stopped.
All right, we'll go. Well, hopefully you're doing well, Cole.
You gotta love the hood at fucking midnight on Christmas Eve.
Making me lose my damn concentration. I'll just have to ignore it. Just whatever.
It's hard to say with Canada when he has a dinosaur quarterback. Yeah, I mean, I'll give Canada this. He doesn't have his personnel. But I'm also under the expectation for coaches to turn around their scheme a little bit to fit their current players.
I mean, dude.
I think that's what makes a good coach, is if you can change your style scheme to fit who you got now, that speaks volumes of who you are as a coach.
I mean, bro, like, if it's not working, then stop doing it. If it's not working, knock it off.
Right.
Change it.
If we get another top pass rusher like Watt, our defense could be so legit next year we might not need much offense to win. I mean, yeah, you're right, but the issue with that argument, though, is we've seen it time and time again with this defense, is when the offense doesn't produce, the defense gets tired out too quick.
Yeah, I mean, you got to defense wins championships, but you do got to have some sort of offense that can put up points.
Right. Dupree has better pedigree, though. Highsmith has how many sacks? I like Patrick Johnson from FSU. Draft him. Name rings a bell. I have to search up into him, but I'm not going into next offseason thinking edge is a serious need. That's just me.
I'm not gonna. What's the word? Give up on Highsmith.
No.
This early, I'm not.
I like Highsmith. I don't think he's reached his peak as Cold Steel. I don't think either. You know, Dupree has taught me a good lesson. Is that Rome wasn't built in a day, and I've used that same mentality on Edmonds, and Edmonds has shut me up, and I think we need to resign him next year. I know a lot of you guys will disagree. We need to resign Edmonds next year.
No, because do you want strong safety to be another hole that we got to fill?
No.
You might as well just keep that filled and extend Edmonds. He's going to be cheap. I know for a fact he is.
He's not going to want that much.
He's got to be cheap.
He's
maybe a 2-3 year deal for like, I don't know, 20 mil.
Right.
Maybe. It's not that bad.
I mean, 20 mil for 2 years?
2 or 3.
That wouldn't be a bad deal.
Well, maybe 3. I can see a 3-year extension.
That wouldn't be a bad deal.
Or maybe like a $15 million, something.
Although, I mean, he might want more up to 30.
I wouldn't go that far. I don't know if I go that far.
Well, he might want up to 30. Because these players want boku bucks.
I want to go that far with a guy like Edmonds. He's not there yet, but he's a solid, strong safety for us.
Right.
He complements Edmonds, and Edmonds does the same.
Right. Wait, huh? Josh Allen will be 30 next year? What?
What are you talking about? You mean
He ain't going to be 30.
No, that's like, what are you talking about?
He'll be 26 in May.
You mean the edge rusher?
Ain't no way.
No, there's no way about the edge rusher. No, because Allen was drafted before the edge rusher. Yeah, like, no way.
Juju is a Steeler. He's the only wideout on the roster I can say that about. I want to stay bad. He will. I have a strong feeling he will. Twins, when you were at the game last week, did you get trashed out there from partying? No, definitely not.
No.
I tried to enjoy the game. I was just trying to get fucked up. Do you guys watch the Netflix show You? I do.
I have not seen one episode, and Danny has been on my ass about saying, yo, you got to watch it. You got to watch it.
You do, bro.
I'll watch it when I'm ready. I'll watch it when I'm ready.
I'm trying to watch season 3.
Then you watch it.
But, I don't know. See, I got him on Outer Banks.
Great show.
And I'm trying to get you on You.
I'll get on You, but you can watch season 3. I can catch up.
Joe Goldberg is one crazy, loyal son of a bitch.
I can catch up. No big deal. Big deal.
It's a good show. Do you guys see Connor Hayward making it as a pro? Yes, I do. He has that Ironhead blood, bro.
He does. I can definitely see him making it to the big leagues.
He'll be a nice tight end in the league. We need Mike Munchak to come back. I wish. I just don't think. I don't think he's gonna leave his family in Denver. Gotta have an offense that can play 4 quarters and put up more than 21 points. Says Coso. You're right.
Or just field goals. Like
yeah, you're true. Ayers01 says, any advice for first-time Steelers fans visiting Heinz Field? Let's see. Bundle the fuck up.
If you go to a game around November or December, bundle up. It is cold.
Dress
there.
warm, bro. I'm talking like 6 layers. I'm talking like
a beanie, 2 face masks, gloves. I like those heavy duty ones too.
Hand warmers in your shoes and your like anything you can think of, bro.
It's cold there, but just embrace the culture, embrace the atmosphere.
Just
enjoy yourself.
Just take it all in. The sight, the feels, everything, bro. I can't put it into words. Just take it all in. But definitely dress warm.
Yeah.
And be prepared to pay a shit ton for parking. That's all I can say.
I mean, going to a home game, it's not cheap.
Right.
But it's the price you pay to watch your favorite team.
Right. Personnel changing doesn't matter if our team culture doesn't change. You're right.
That's very true. Very true.
Jason says $6 million a year for Edmonds. That's really good for Edmonds. But he might find that as cheap because there's some guys making that much just to sit on the bench.
I think that's reasonable for Edmonds, honestly.
That's plenty for Edmonds.
But
because he's not a big name, he's not a top strong safety, but that's plenty to keep him around.
But I know the Steelers, they tend to overpay guys when they extend them. They do it all the time.
Yeah, you're right.
So I can definitely see him making like, I don't know, 8 or 9. Which I wouldn't do that, but I can see Colbert doing something like that.
Oh, if you're talking about visiting Heinz Field for the first time, like not a game, then still take
visiting first time. Oh, yeah.
Take it all in, man. Go to the Steelers Pro Shop for sure.
Yeah, definitely go see the Chief, the statue there.
Yes.
Same with the Immaculate Reception location, which is literally down the road from Heinz Field. It's a great site.
Just enjoy it all, bro. Take it all in. Not just Heinz, but the Pittsburgh atmosphere.
Yeah. Just a view of the buildings and the bridges. Walk down there. There's some great restaurants down there like Purgatory.
Yeah, really good.
Great food eatery right there.
Edmonds' first real name is Fidarius. Yeah, Fidarius Terrell Edmonds.
Well, thank God we don't have to call him Fidarius Edmonds.
Well, that's like Bud Dupree's real name is Alvin. Like, how do you look at that man and say, hey, Alvin? Like, what?
No, it's Big Bud. So I'm fine with just Terrell Edmonds, not Fidarius. Fidarius with an interception. Like, what? Alvin with a sack. What?
Yeah, right?
Like, no.
I want the Steelers to finish at the same standing as the Giants so I can see the Steelers play at MetLife next year. I guess you're a New Yorker, huh? Reason I think we do well in postseason is due to lack of blitz packages used this regular season. It's a huge plus for us when we do blitz. We will blitz more versus Chiefs than any team we faced all year. I hope so because we got to get pressure on Mahomes, man. That's how you beat him.
Yeah, you're right.
And we have the personnel to blitz him. Let's say Bush comes back from the COVID list. Use his speed to your advantage.
That's what they should do, yeah.
I mean, they did it twice. Bush has gotten a sack twice on blitzes this year.
So definitely utilize that.
It's cold unless you're someone like Deke with evil blood that boils.
I don't know. Wasn't there like a decent fire pit near the Titantron?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
I think there was. I don't know.
I didn't see it.
Maybe that's why. I have no idea.
Yeah. I feel like the Steelers should pull up film from this past Super Bowl. The Bucs showed how to beat KC. Constant pressure on Mahomes is key. They had him running for his life. Exactly, Jason. That's how you do it. And the way they did it was also blitzing. So, get it done. Now, granted, KC's O-line is 1,000 times better than what they had back in the Super Bowl, but
You still got to try to pressure Mahomes and blitz that guy.
that's still the key.
You continuously do it. That line ain't going to be able to hold anything back.
Trent Jordan Watt, that is TJ's name. Just like Justin James Watt is JJ's name, I believe. I think.
And Derek Watt's his name.
Well, he's actually DJ. What's his middle name?
DJ. I know that. Wait a minute.
Well, they don't call him DJ. It's Derek John Watt. But
okay, if you're going to go JJ Watt and TJ Watt, then you got to go DJ Watt.
No, it's just Derek. It's just Derek.
Why you got to do that to Derek?
Because his name's Derek.
You got to let it freaking go with with his other brothers. JJ, TJ, and DJ.
Did you not watch the Subway commercial? They fucked up TJ and JJ Subway sandwiches. That's why they named the brother Derek.
Oh.
So it's easy for them to remember what the fuck is whose.
No. Like, how long? Like, how many times they have Subway? Like, you got to remember it.
No.
How many times?
Nah. Speaking of which, I need Subway in my life. Y'all hear Cleveland is trying to get Watson? That doesn't surprise me. That really doesn't. They would be that fucking team to trade that fucking much for someone with so much baggage. That doesn't surprise me.
No, it doesn't surprise me either.
Watson's not getting traded until his shit gets cleared. A team needs clarity to trade that much. Let's see. Agreed, Jason. Steelers haven't really blitzed this year. Using blitz packages versus Chiefs may give us the edge. Teams won't recognize the blitz package when we use it. You're right.
Exactly.
Use it when we need to, and that is this Sunday. We're known as Blitzburgh. That's one of Keith Butler's secret weapons. That's his secret page in the playbook. So hopefully we use it come Sunday, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Hell, we've been crying for it all year in specific games, like against the Ravens, but they haven't used it as much. So there were fire areas in Hines. I didn't know that.
Okay. I figured, because I thought I saw one, but I never paid attention because I was trying to watch the field and looking at the crowd. Like, I was just taken in by the view.
Remember Steelers defense versus the Rams in 2019? Yes, that was the game that completely sold it for me on the defense. It was that game and the Cardinals game.
Yep.
Because we limited Cooper Kupp to 0 everything outside of targets. But
yeah.
He had nothing. And we had how many picks on Goff? Including the game winner.
And same with the Cardinals, man.
Yeah.
Like, Murray threw 3 different interceptions. Just insane.
Watt beats Orlando Brown, and he did that while Brown was in Baltimore. Well, Brown's on the left side now. That would be Highsmith's job, but I trust Highsmith.
Yeah.
Because Brown hasn't been all that. And he says he's a natural left tackle, even though he hasn't been all that this year. Maybe he is a proper right tackle. He just didn't recognize it.
I don't know. And the Chiefs right tackle, Lucas Nyang, I think he's still on COVID. If he can't go, then either they're going to have a backup right tackle or maybe they put Brown there. I don't know.
Well, they're not moving Brown there. He would not be cool with that.
I mean, if you're going up against TJ Watt, I mean.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. Brown left Baltimore because he wanted to play left tackle.
Okay, but I mean, shoot, like, you got to understand an assignment like that. Like Andy Reid's going to go up to Brown, like, bro, that's fucking TJ Watt.
Yeah, no shit, but I don't know.
It could be something. I don't know. I don't think they do, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Let's see. Do you guys think Lev Bell secretly wishes he never left the Steelers, or is he just a guy with no heart who doesn't care about the game? He's exactly that, because he was even asked in an interview, do you wish you would have stayed with the Steelers, or are you fine with what you got? And he's like, I won. I got more money with the Jets, because he got more guaranteed money in the end.
Yeah, that's all he cared about.
Bell has, nothing to be ashamed of in that aspect. I don't know why.
He's done nothing since leaving the Steelers. But all he cared about was the money.
But you know what?
I mean, it doesn't help. He's got 9 different baby mamas.
But thank God, because that could have put us in a bad cap situation. That would have been a horrible contract. I'm just worried about giving up running lanes to Mahomes the way Justin Herbert ran on us. The run defense has to be better starting this week.
Yeah, that's another worrisome thing we got to watch out for. Mahomes can be able to run it if need be.
Yeah, Cole still says it best. Bell has no regrets. He does not care about anything other than money. Hell, I read somewhere he barely cares about his kids. No shit. Because he has, like you said, how many baby mamas?
I think 9. I may be over-exaggerating that.
No wonder why he wanted all this guaranteed money. Imagine the child support bill.
I mean, bro, one of the baby mamas called him out this past offseason, which doesn't come to a surprise to me.
No.
Bell's a piece of shit.
Bell's a joke, bro. Bell had it all. Bro, remember that story on TMZ where he got everything stolen from him by these 2 fucking women, hookers, whatever the hell they were?
I don't remember that.
Yeah. He called the cops saying they was naked in his bed, and then next thing he knows, they gone with however much money, however much jewelry he had. Like, they dipped with everything he had.
What the fuck was Bell doing? Jesus Christ, what a fucking idiot.
God, I remember reading that story and just like...
He let that populate... This may have just been him his entire life, maybe. I don't know. Maybe from where he grew up. I don't know. But at the same time, with how popular he was getting in the NFL, because of how great he was on the field, that could play a toll too.
I'm thinking Matt Canada or Keith Butler would take over for Tomlin if he had COVID. No, I think who would take over? Who's our assistant head coach? Isn't it? What's his name? It used to be our tight end coach who retired. Who was our assistant head coach?
I can't remember.
See, I'm so used to not even Tomlin being out with COVID that I don't even think about that. Who is our assistant head coach? God damn it.
Well,
Hold
just
on.
go to the top. No, just hit. You could have hit that the whole time.
Yeah, I know I should have. John Mitchell. John Mitchell. Of course. Duh.
John Mitchell. Okay.
Yeah. Been our assistant head coach for the longest time. Longest time.
Yeah.
So he would be the head coach. If anything were to go down cover-wise for Tomlin.
Knock
Fingers
on
crossed.
wood.
Yeah. He cares about rapping and partying with Little Dirk. I don't know who the fuck that is.
Yeah, Mr. Mumble Rapper. That's him.
Hey, that sounded good. I'll put that on Spotify.
I mean, is that all it takes now?
It does. Terrell said they are going to treat Mahomes like Lamar. It's not a bad game plan. They've always shut down Lamar pretty well, but Mahomes and Lamar are two drastically different quarterbacks. Should not. I mean, when you look at Lamar and Mahomes' passing attacks, I mean, night and day. So I get by that aspect, but
I think they're just gonna go into because they're both Pro Bowl quarterbacks, so they're not gonna take them lightly in general.
they said he left the girls alone with $500,000 worth of jewelry and they took it. Well, what the fuck did he think they were gonna do? Dumbass.
I never heard this story, but this makes Bella a bigger dumbass.
No, you know I think that's a good way to end the stream because
We've been streaming for over 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours on a Thursday night, which is led into a Friday morning for Christmas Eve. So, in closing, guys, I want to thank all you guys for joining us tonight on this late Thursday night. Man, you guys are always greatly appreciated. Love you guys from the bottom of our hearts for sure. And want to wish all you guys a happy holidays and a greatest of Merry Christmases.
Stay safe. Stay safe. Cherish the family times. Cherish the feast. Cherish the presents. Cherish the holidays, man. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to every single one of you.
Absolutely. So, you guys have a great holiday. Have a great Christmas. Definitely enjoy it. And let's get this dub versus the Chiefs.
8-6-1.
8-6-1, it could be on the horizon.
Fingers crossed.
I'm still not feeling too optimistic heading into the game despite the COVID rumors or the COVID positive test, all that. But anything's possible. Any given Sunday, right? I guess.
I mean, ask the Lions.
Ask the Lions, you're right. So we'll see what happens. But let's get this dub. Here we go, Steelers. And you guys have a great holiday. Merry Christmas to you guys. Stay safe. And see you guys, I suppose, Sunday night for the post game. So see you guys then.
Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later.
Peace!